when I log on to my stream, I'm going to say hi. Hi! How's it going, everyone? I think I fixed my microphone issues for the last couple days. Hopefully I'm sounding fine. Let me know if I'm not, because for some reason OBS just decided to switch my microphone over to my camera. So there's like a huge echo, and I was really super annoyed by it. I couldn't figure out what was going on. It was kind of a simple fix. But yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good morrow. How's it going? I'm Mechanical Beanstalk. Intro is something like this. I am a guy that just kind of wandered into a recording studio. I don't know where I am, but I'm going to sit down and like have a good time with you guys. You know, I don't know what I'm doing. I just hit buttons and things happen. Anyways, I'm also a full-time little man that lives in your media device. Setting up inside your monitor right now. Got my couch cushions right over there. I sleep in this chair, actually. You know, fun fact. But yeah, we're playing. It's this. We're on unofficial Warhammer 40,000 Sundays. It's going to be permanently unofficial. But yeah, we're playing Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. You are a pirateering or a privateering merchant prince in the far-off future of Warhammer 40,000, where technology or society is bloated and archaic and backwards, and sorcery and science kind of converge. It's a dark science fantasy setting. But yeah, the theme, we already played through the entire game, you know, a couple weeks back, but we started a new campaign. I'm using some mods and some like tweaks to add Ratlings into the game. So Ratlings in Warhammer 40,000 are like space halflings. So I think it's kind of funny to have a privateering merchant fleet of like very great. Generally, they're very tough as nails, adventurous, fighting Call of Cthulhu beasts. But in this circumstance, we have Frodo and Sam and all the sorts of the halfling stereotypes. Maybe with a little bit of a dark twist to it too. Because Warhammer Fantasy halflings, they're pretty hardcore, I gotta say. But yeah, I'm gonna load up Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader right now. We're gonna play through the adventures of what was it? Lord Captain Guppo Teawhistle. Amazing name. And yeah, be sure, if you haven't already, to like and follow and subscribe on YouTube and Twitch. Really would appreciate it if you would do so. Ring the bell if you can. Share the video if you can. Follow me on social media if you can. Discord link is pinned in the chat right now, as well as the About page with all the other links that you could ever want. Yeah, so while it's loading up, I want to talk a little bit more about Warhammer 40,000, the role-playing game side lore, right? Now, it can be a little bit more centered around future DLC for Rogue Trader and now Dark Heresy, because I should probably say that this game is based on a Warhammer 40,000 pen and paper RPG of the same name. It's one of my favorite campaigns, and I do love the Warhammer 40,000 setting. You should probably kind of get that already, right? But let's see here. Where are we? Let's see. Make sure this looks okay. There's a little bit of screen tearing, but let's see here. Internets. Let's see, transform, scale to fit the screen. Yes, that still looks kind of weird. Anyways, so in the Warhammer 40,000 pen and paper game, the Rogue Trader pen and paper game, one of the expansions for that role-playing game allowed you to not only make humans and navigators, but you also had orc, right? Now, space orcs in Warhammer 40,000, they're Cockney British soccer hooligan type aliens, kind of sort of a comic relief, but they're also maybe taken a little bit serious, kind of weird. But they're generally just a ravenous barbarian horde that has ramshackle technology that shouldn't work. And we are going to also, while the game is loading up, we're going to talk a little bit about it, because in the expansion of the pen and paper Rogue Trader, you could make two types of orc characters, right? Load this up really quick. Continue. So regarding that, the first class you had, I'm going to kind of discuss like how they would translate this to Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader, the pen and paper RPG, right? So let's see, Rogue Trader, Facility, Core Rulebook, Orc Freebooter. So the first class they put out in the Warhammer 40,000 pen and paper game was the Orc Freebooter, right? So the idea is that they had pirate orcs or like mercenary orcs out there. I have my own theory. They don't really specifically state it in the game on like how their society works. I do have a theory that the orcs in general have a living semi-sentient biosphere that they're always, each individual like orc wa has, and it kind of controls the way the horde works. It's not like a hive mind, it's something different. But anyways, the freebooters are orcs. Generally the biosphere of the orcs controls like what an orc society needs in a particular area. So if they need more like technology, they put out more what's called like weird boys, which are able to build ramshackle technology like bikes and guns and stuff like that. If they need more, if they need more, like resources, like food or minerals or something like that, the biosphere will have them come out with more squigs or other like fungi plants that will actually they will assist orc culture in sustaining itself. Right now, like freebooters in the lore, they're orcs that kind of they need something more. They need more loot than a typical weird boy. Weird boys in general is a catch-all term for orc society that they just don't quite fit in. They're a little bit off. That's why they're called weird. They don't fit into society. But freebooters go out and they get loot. They find something else. There's something else that they're lacking, right? So generally, orcs just like to fight. That's their most common drive. They like to loot a little bit, but freebooters are like, they want money. They want equipment. They want to go out and find something new, right? So they hire themselves out of mercenaries, and they can end up in the retinue of rogue traders, right? So you can make freebooter characters in the Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader pen and paper RPG that they're melee fighters. They have a little bit of range skill, not a whole lot. They're more like brawlers, and they eventually get stuff like they're a little bit more durable. They're not like a tanky character in terms of having like very strong armor. They're more tanky in terms of like a lot of wounds and being able to resist status effects, and they have a little bit more of a actual. I think they're immune to warp, like the warp, like being exposed to warp and like corruption points. They don't mutate, but they can go insane. That's one thing that I hope. I don't know if owlcat would ever consider doing it. Maybe they might consider doing it with Dark Heresy, but there's an insanity point system in the pen and paper game. I don't know how well it would translate to the cRPG, but it'd be interesting to see like a mod that puts an insanity system in here, because you can go crazy in a pen and paper game by seeing all sorts of like Call of Cthulhu, demon nightmares, and orcs can do that too. Like they can just see something that just blows their little orc minds. But anyways, let me make sure I'm still on track. So anyways, I'm going to look at this really quick. We're going to talk. I'm going to try to go back to this a little bit. We'll kind of in Swiss cheese talking about the pen and paper RPG with the Halfling game. But let's see, the Orc Menace, but Orc Freebooters. There are those who would claim that orcs are not the greatest of spacefaring races, that their ships and weapons are unreliable constructions of scrap and parked salvage by the ships of other races, cruelly retrofitted by luck rather than judgment. There are those, others, however, point to the fact that orcs can be encountered in every corner of the galaxy, and supposed limitations of their technology have not held them back from being some of the most feared and effective pirates of the galaxy. Their ships are massively armed when loaded with orcs eager for a fight, and the orcs' natural love of violence and acquisition makes them a terror to the spacefaring races. Okay, so let's see. Core rules. I think it was. Let's see here. So the Creed, Battlefield Chronos, Into the Storm. Here we go. Orc Freeboot. That's what I was looking for. Orcs in the Cronus Expanse. Operating of various orc clans in the Cronus Expanse in the setting for the cRPG and in the pen and paper RPG. The orcs operations of various orc clans are becoming a larger problem in the Cronus Expanse. In the past, orcs typically operate in bands that could fit onto one ship, filling every available space on board. Orcs would raid unprotected worlds and outposts. Particularly daring orc vessels would go as far to attack as other spacecraft in hopes of taking the entire vessel. I think there's a big event in the background for the pen and paper RPG where an orc Wa, a horde of orcs, attacked Footfall, the main space station at the entry point to the Cronus Expanse, right? And it was like a big war that happened, and they were pushed back. Their main territory, let's see, go to the maps, Cronus Expanse. Let's see here. The map is kind of turned off to the side in this one, but I think, what was it? This is south in the cRPG, right over here. So Orc territory is all the way over at the other side of the map, under Teeth. I don't know which is. I don't think any of them are considered the capital world. But we have Tusk, we have Crackskull, we get Snarg, Gruts, Stompgit, and yeah. So I'll point them out on the map. I think they're kind of the camp. What if they do DLC that was focused around orcs, which I think they should do because that's a very classic, very. I don't know if it goes. It might go against the kind of feels that they're trying to convey with the Warhammer 40,000 cRPG, right? I don't know if they think it might be a little bit too silly. I think they should because it was an iconic part of the Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader cRPG, in my opinion, right? But let's see here if I can keep on track. We will go back to the Halfling campaign in just a second. I'm just going to take little lore breaks every so often. But Into the Storm or Physiology. But essentially how these guys work, like I said, they are more brawlers. They have, okay, so Orcs society, there's Wa, which is like a giant horde Orc crusade, but there's also Wa and a lot of different things. There's Wa, like the energy. When two orcs are together, when multiple orcs are together, they generate like a Gestalt psychic field, and they increase their psychic power for their spellcasters. The Odd Boys or Weird Boys? Maybe I'm getting Odd Boys and Weird Boys backwards. I think I am. Odd Boys are the catch-all term for anything that doesn't fit into the Orc Society. Weird Boy is the spellcaster, yes, which I will get to in a second. But yeah, so generally the Orc becomes stronger and less fearful when there's more orcs around it. Eventually, they don't, in the pen and paper RPG, they don't become immune to fear, which is possible in this game. But they can get like a plus 80 bonus or something, if something crazy like that. It's essentially it's very unlikely that they would ever become afraid unless they chose to fail a fear roll. But individual freebooters, they can't tap into that Gestalt energy, but the class, you can level up your orc characters in the Warhammer 40,000 pen and paper game to gain Wa energy from non-Xeno races, which is interesting, right? Like you can be, you can take the talent. I think I forget exactly what it is. Maybe we'll come across it, but like your party members give you Wa energy, so you can get huge bonuses to willpower, and it's pretty crazy. So they're like a very interesting kind of like tanky / DPS character, right? I think they get unnatural strength, and well, they start off with a natural toughness, which is pretty good for an early game character. So in general, they're going to be a little bit more tough than a human. A natural toughness, it has different rules and different versions of the pen and paper game, but generally it was like your statistic bonus if you have an unnatural characteristic. It's generally doubled, or it has an increased amount of points added to it for certain rolls, right? So like if you get your agility bonus or your toughness bonus in general damage reduction, a natural toughness would give you an additional bonus for that, right? So orcs were like that, and they don't start off they start off a little bit more like human size, but then you can, a very interesting thing about it is that when they level up, you can purchase size upgrades. You can make yourself bigger, right? Which has some benefits, some detriments. They have, like I said, they can eventually take unnatural strength, which is very interesting. So they can kind of be almost like a space marine, like in terms of like punching strength and like resistance. But let's see here. They also have so orcs. If you're unfamiliar with the Warhammer 40,000 setting, they're part animal, part fungus, right? Now, they constantly shed. They actually grow from spores. Again, my personal theory is that the orc biosphere, the semi-sentient biosphere. I'm not sure what to call it really. I'm just going to call it a biosphere because it is like it's the whole the natural drive for an orc society to do something, but it has some sort of guiding force behind it. But it's not a hive mind. Like it doesn't control orcs specifically to do something. It just influences them, right? And it's influenced also itself by the Wa energy, right? So what was I getting going on with this? Yeah. So also the freebooter and I think the Weird Boy class. That's another thing. They came out with Weird Boy for the orc class, but they're also freebooter for the orc class was melee stuff. But also they eventually came out with a psychic orc, the Weird Boy class. So it has a lot of the same rules for Weird Boy, but it has its own psychic discipline, right? Which is very fun. And let's see here. So the Bad Moons, they can also get familiars, which is interesting. Well, they're not called familiars, but essentially they're familiars, which is interesting because the next DLC, Lix Imperialis, is going to have a familiar system, right, under Overseer, right? So you can choose to purchase more Gretchen, which are little gremlins or goblins that follow you around, or you can purchase Squigs, which are kind of a different offshoot of orcs. They're like two-legged balls of like teeth that orcs use for like pets or like food. And again, the biosphere influences like how much of each type of stuff an orc society generally needs, right? But we're gonna go back over. I'll keep on talking a little bits about it. But what was I saying? I think I didn't really specifically say what I thought the purpose was for freebooters in the lore, in the role-playing game lore for in the biosphere's purpose for freebooters, right? Now, in my personal opinion, the orc biosphere, it adds mech boys or warrior casts or anything it thinks that the orc society needs to go a certain way to adapt to a certain ecosystem. But whenever it needs something that it can't quite get under a normal fold of an orc society, it creates weird boys that don't really fall under any sort of branch, and it goes out to find out more, to fill gaps in an orc society's weakness or wealth, or to kind of bring in more unusual resources. They're like a form of controlled chaos, I guess, chaos with a lower C. But yeah, there's a specific point for odd boys, including freebooters in an orc biosphere. So there's that. Let's go back over to Rogue Trader because I've been talking to you guys. Your ears off long enough. Give me 1 second. Thank you for bearing with me. I appreciate it. Okay, I think. Do I have? Aha! Yes. So we left off in the first battle last time. I played a little bit offline just so I could get the boss down to 12 hit points, and I don't have to keep on loading this for you guys. But we'll take a break for the orc class discussion for a little bit. But I think the main lore topic today was going to be orcs and orc characters in general, right? And Captain Guppo was squished, but it is what it is. Okay, boop boop boop, boop boop.
For the weak, for you eradicated.
Die! Yes! Death to mine enemies! Cool. Okay, so our first objective when we get back into the campaign, we're going to try to find Jay.
It's about time.
Because, let's save. I was going to make Jay into a permanent party member, and also she was going to be one of the halfling companions also. So, Captain Guppo is going to be an officer overseer. I think what we're going to do is not grand strategist, but we're going to do master technician if we keep on playing before the next DLC comes up. And well, because I haven't really done a lot of master technician play in the last campaign, so we'll do that until we get overseer, and then we'll respec him. But for now, he's going to be a main buff guy. He's a noble officer, so he has all the you serve me, bring it down, that kind of stuff. Extra turns. So fellowship, willpower. What does he have for fellowship? Fellowship is good early on. I think because he's a Ratling, space halfling, he has we gave him less toughness, but more, what was it? I think perception and charisma, I think. And I haven't really... They are generally a little bit better at shooting stuff, but from the pen and paper supplement that we looked at last week, I didn't see a clear translation of how good they were for ballistic skills. So I'm not really sure if I can use Toy Box to alter that at all. We'll have to come back for it. If I add anything more, any bonuses to the halfling characters, I would have to think of some sort of detriment to them, because I don't want to play the game through the game like I'm cheating, you know? Okay, we will do fellowship for now, because getting those charisma rolls, it would be good. Let's see. Familiar kickback. I think in a turn, Fortress World characters gain stacks and never stop shooting, equal to half of the most damaging ranged weapon they use this round. A Hail of Steel. Each round focuses Fortress World character gains a stacking +1 bonus to dodge against ranged attacks for every shot they made during this round. Also, the ranged burst attack grants an additional +10 stacks of never stop shooting. Okay. I'm not really sure what his deal is going to be. Because Jay is going to be pistols, right? So I don't know if I'm going to just do rifles, plasma, or maybe more like flamethrower stuff. I don't know. But right now, all I know is that he's going to be a buffing character. He's going to buff your car. That's what he's going to do. When all stacks in there, okay. Never stop shooting is pretty good, but let's see. There's probably better stuff that I could do earlier on the game, right? Fortress World characters first reload in combat costs 0 AP. Reloading a weapon gets an additional +10 stacks and never stop shooting. That's pretty good for the early game. You do something. Do the you are my servant ability that he has is pretty good. If a noble uses an ability on their servant gains +1 AP to the next turn. Yes. Because then you can do... Wait. Yes, I think I'm going to do this. Because this is... what was it? That plus action... That little mini action that you can grant a character. I think that applies to... So that counts as an ability. You use it on them. And I think that counts as their turn. I'm not 100% sure on that. But I think I will get this. Because that'll be... additional AP early on in the game is actually really, really good. Noble servant gains +2 movement points each turn. If the servant kills the target that the noble dealt damage to last turn, the noble gains +1 AP next turn. Okay. You protect me. If the noble and the servant are adjacent to each other at the start of the noble's turn, they both gain temporary wounds equal to the servant's toughness bonus or noble's fellowship bonus, depending on which is higher. Interesting. You could probably do a noble tank if you really wanted to. I can see that being something you can do. You are next. The servant has less than 30% maximum wounds. The noble can choose their you serve me thing. I think, what was it? I can do... You do something, or... eventually I'm going to get the grenade. It's like one free grenade. Or one free AP grenade per game. Let's see here. I think it's grenade specialty. Grenadier, that's it. The first grenade used in combat does not spend AP and does not count towards the attack limit that turn. This is pretty good. But I don't have a lot of grenades right now, so I think I'll do you do something. So we'll do that. Abelard. Unfortunately, we're not going to be using Abelard this campaign because we used him a lot last campaign. But we can do easy target, epicenter of slaughter, and toughness. Actually, let's do agility. And we are going to be using Adira. And I think we're just going to do range DPS for Adira. Hello, Mr. Nobody. How's it going? How's life? Hello. Good to see you, as always. David Woomer. Hey, hello, David. Hey, what's going on? Hello, sir. Hold on. Hello, David Woomer. About to the... How are you doing on this wonderful Sunday? Still playing more 40k Rogue Trader with your Ratling game. Doing pretty good. We're just past the first boss. Once we actually get onto a ship, we'll have access to mercenaries, and we're going to fill out our ranks with pretty much all mercenaries. So that'll take up a little bit of the game. We've been talking a little bit about the lore section of our videos. We've been talking about Warhammer 40,000, Rogue Trader, and orcs and freebooters, and how I think that definitely there's going to be, I think, 3 more DLC after the Lex Imperialis. And I think one's supposed to be a Necron DLC, with it, and each one has a new character. Necron DLC, and then one is supposed to be something to do with chaos, it sounds like. I don't think they specifically said. It was a very brief outline. And then the third one, I can't remember exactly what they said, but one of them should be orcs. Because one of the more iconic thing about the Warhammer 40,000 pen and paper RPG was the fact that you could make orc mercenaries and include them in a Rogue Trader's entourage. Let's see, willpower. What skill? Perception. We'll do perception. Wait, no. The officer, she uses intelligence for some stuff, doesn't she? Doesn't she? I can't remember. Hold on. Crap. Let's go back. Yes, cancel. What's she have? She has stuff that relates to reputation, biology. So fancy. Exactly. Expose weakness, analyze enemies. I think you gain 2 exploits. It's plus intelligence bonus. Operative targets one enemy within line of sight. They get 2 exploits. And exploits, you also get, okay, it deals perception. 1 times perception bonus more damage. Perception bonus more damage. 5, okay. If the operative hits a target with exploit stack, the target also increases, the damage is also increased by 10% for each exploit on the target. So perception. I think perception in general is what they use. So perception. And what do we have? Edge of Fate. At the beginning of every combat, the Psyker's allies gain plus 15 critical hit chance. The first critical hit removes this effect. I think early on that would be pretty good. At the beginning of every combat, the Psyker's allies gain 15. Yeah, that's pretty good. Maybe that, if nothing else. Allies under effect of at least 1 psychic power gain plus 7 armor penetration. Okay. Flawless plan. Every 9th successful dodge and or parry by the Psyker and allies grants the Psyker plus 2 additional AP on their next turn. That's pretty good. I think we're going to have more Psyker stuff in this campaign. One of the mods lets you create unsanctioned Psyker, which I'm kind of interested in doing. But again, like, I want to keep the mods to this game very brief until I know that Lex Imperialis is not going to break all the mods, right? Flawless plan. I don't think like the portraits and the size, like Toy Box, I don't think is going to be broken because it's just like altering stats on the character models and changing the portraits. Predicted downfall. The first dodge attempt of every enemy in the combat suffers a negative 14 penalty, which is based on what? Based on psi rating. All pretty good. When the Psyker uses a divination psychic power on an ally without unnatural luck, that ally gains a natural luck. Unnatural luck. When the ally suffers a critical hit, it becomes a normal hit. That's okay, but it's like there's certain things that are good, but you only have so many picks in the game, right? 1, 2 picks per level. Like, there's always something better, right? Every time the Psyker deals mental damage from any source other than Aftershock, the target suffers half as much mental damage at the end of turn. End of their next turn. I like that. And I think she's going to be my range DPS. And I'm going to really lean into her divination and telekinesis kind of stuff. Half as much mental damage at the end of their turn. And I have a feeling I kind of want to do, since I am going to do more of like a radical bent, you know, throwing out sorcery and whatnot, I kind of want to do, see if I can do, what kind of builds I can do with just breaking the veil of reality. It's going to be pretty fun. That's actually going to be pretty fun. Like, I'm not really going to care too much about the warp incursion bar or whatever, the veil. Enemies that have taken damage from a Psyker at least once suffer negative 10 to all resistance tests against the Psyker until the end of combat, eventually, but not now. Mind Siege, enemies that have failed a willpower resistance test against any of the Psyker's psychic powers will suffer an additional 6 direct damage until the time they suffer damage until the end of combat. Okay, sure, I guess. Anytime a Psyker becomes a target of a particular Psyker ability for the first time, the enemy suffers a negative 5 penalty to their intelligence and perception. The Psyker's intelligence and perception increase by 2 until the end of combat. Mind Thief. Mind Thief! When the Psyker kills an enemy with a psychic power, dealing more damage than the target's wounds, the excess damage will be dealt to the enemy closest to the target. These all seem very fun. Now, a lot of this stuff that's not psi powers, it's any psychic power, right? So you can pair this with Void Frost, the owlcat. You got to make Void Frost. Add Void Frost as a new discipline. Do that. And they'll actually be able to benefit from that. That'll be cool. Weak Hearts. Enemies suffering from blind, stun, immobilized, and prone. Effect inflicted by the Psyker suffer 10% more damage. Good. Let's see. Better die for the Emperor. Doing my parts. If no other characters in the current party have the same archetype as this character, which is not going to happen. Advanced advice and guidance. The first time in combat, the ally becomes the target of psychic power. This ally gains plus 10 to weapon skill and ballistic skill until the end of combat. That's not bad for early in the game. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Edge of Fate. Well, should I? Plus 15, because this is actually a little bit. At the beginning of combat, the Psyker's allies gain plus 15 critical chances. The first critical hit removes this effect. I mean, that's good, but I feel like there might be something better, right? Like advice and guidance, because you can use her dodgy ability. And then you get plus 10 to... Yeah, this is good for early in the game. Do that. And Argento, unfortunately, we're not going to be using this campaign a whole lot. Give her agility. Agility is always good. Just like in the pen and paper RPG. Power it up. Rapid reload. We already have that. Unpredictable. Let's see. Exploit surroundings. Fired up. Yeah, so let's do that really quick. Save. Captain Guppo, are you okay? Yes, of course. You cannot keep Captain Guppo down. Oh, don't hurt me. Oh my god, blood. Okay, now what are we going to do? Wait, is there no loot? I want loot, man. All these cutthroats and mutants and stuff like that. Okay. Bridge officer.
The heir is dead. He sacrificed himself to save the entire dynasty.
Yeah.
A noble deed. Let the crew offer prayers for the hero who renounced his impure life in the name of humanity.
Okay. Oh, Eirik. Cool. I didn't realize Einrich was here. I wonder if he was here in the vanilla copy of Road Trader. Protects, bridge officer.
Rival, Master Helmsman, systems status report.
By the Emperor, it's the Seneschal. Living and
You can't keep Abelard down. He's a Silver Phoenix.
Well, there's a tricky question. The old place is so overgrown with foul wickedry, we'll be scrubbing it off the vid screens for throne knows how long.
I don't know when they gave Ravor a voice, but that's not how I expected Ravor's voice to be. How'd you people survive in here?
Must have been Providence. It better have been the Emperor's, not someone else's. When they barged in here, the ones with the Master of Whispers, some officers charged them, but it wasn't even a fight. I grabbed whoever I could and dragged them behind the cogitators. Then, I prayed for our rescue.
We need to reestablish contact with the Navigator's Sanctum. It's the only way, the only chance of escaping from the warp. Your words seem to knock the officers out of their stupor, and the air around you fills with voices and commands being issued. You hear someone sobbing. Stop that! Stop crying. You're an officer of the Imperium. Abelard cuffs the crying officer without even looking.
Restore the Fox channel to the Navigator's Sanctum. Ready the crew. Prepare for translation to real space. You may call me superstitious, but translation is not a good time to disregard rules. You are the only one who speaks for House von Valancius. You may not be the
House
Lord
Teawhistle.
Captain, but you, more than anyone else, deserve to take her place in the ritual that is about to commence.
I'm ready. Begin the ritual. He's gonna look so weird sitting in the throne. I wonder if he'll actually... if he's gonna clip through the throne itself. He's so small. Yes, of course. We'll have to resize this for my proper frame. Okay, Theodora. The image before you is hazy, swaying and sword. We were never infected with the warp entity, were we? The image before you is hazy, swaying in sources currents, invisible to mortal eyes, as if whatever is beneath this thin shell is constantly changing while still remaining the same. It has taken the guise of Theodora, but the false rogue trader's eyes reveal the entity's true, surreal nature. One of Theodora's eyes is engulfed in otherworldly fire. The other, a vessel of ancient evil, bores into you. A voice sweeps directly into your brain without ever reaching your ears. And this voice booms with all the horrors of the warp.
Did you stand in the path of another's destiny only to steal it? You accepted the call of the primordial truth and claimed that fate as your own. So be it. I wove the threads of destiny and held out my hand to you when the flame arose in your path. You took it, and in doing so, sealed your fate. In the future, you will repay me for this boon in full.
I think Captain Guppo would say, like, there's just spirits of the warp, there's sorcery. He believes in, like, the psychic powers as sorcery. Maybe his... I think we decided that Captain Guppo was from a very prominent agro world, and he was given this warrant of trade as almost like a death warrant to kind of get him out of the political sphere. Look, he can't even reach the rudders for the steering wheel. What's he gonna do? So okay. You sure could deal with the warp spawn when offered to leave. So he can the spirits of the warp, the ethereal, can be tamed, according to certain scholars of the Space Halfling Society. Are you to blame for my auntie's death?
I am the beginning and the end, and all that courses in between. I am the voice of the truth that is destined to triumph. For this triumph is the terminal point of every twisted maze of fate.
I see.
The aspirant vowed to return with a trophy. A relic that could serve the edge of daybreak. That fate was assured, and the steps chosen. And yet, you broke the unbreakable when you took the aspirant's place. I see you. On the day when the final dawn rises over the Iron World, I see you by my side on that day. The day of my resurrection.
Trevor's trying to put together a lot of the plot points for the last campaign. Your head begins to spin and vicious drops slither down your cheeks. Your chubby cheeks. You blink and you're no longer looking at Theodora. It is the traitor of Votvir, just as fluid and ephemeral as the previous. I cannot talk. The same terrifying voice seethes from his lips.
Your image is woven into the tapestry of things to come. I am the will of the weaver of destiny. destinies, and today I will
It's like Adira, but like not a halfling.
Possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to salvation. The thread that will guide you and the weapon of our return to me.
Away with you, spirit.
The path is set.
Abelard, there's two of you.
The thread is woven. Follow it, servant of mine.
A cavalcade of hazy glimpses of the future, yet unknown, passes before your eyes. A flash of crimson, purple. The images replace another in violent kaleidoscope without ever letting you get a proper look at them. Through the rippling mirage, you see a twisted image of Abelard, the loyal seneschal of the dynasty, the Silver Phoenix himself.
Seneschal, the navigator's sanctum is silent. The Vox signal is stable, which means...
Okay, what does that mean?
The navigator gave his life battling the storm that nearly claimed the von Valancius flagship.
Yes.
We will honor his memory.
Indeed.
Along with that of all who died this day.
Indeed, Seneschal.
Seneschal, we could tell us now. Who is that?
What is this halfling doing on the bridge? We're too racist for this shit.
As first officer, it is my duty to inform you with the greatest regret and indelible sorrow that Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius is dead. May her memory never fade from the annals of the dynasty.
It takes Abelard some time to respond. You watch as he grits his teeth, unable to bring himself to say anything. Tears well in his eyes. He starts bawling. Finally, he adjusts his bloodstained coat, straightens and begins to speak.
By right of blood succession, and with the absence of other kin who could challenge this decision.
Yeah, no, I refuse. Yes. I will take this.
It is hereby declared that the successor to Theodora von Valancius is her heir, the
Lord
rightful
Captain
inheritor
Guppo
of the Horse of
Teawhistle.
Trade, and the title of Rogue Trader. The official
Indeed.
ascension ceremony will be held at a later time. In the interim,
The ship
have you
shall
lost
be
your
a
tongues?
rattling ship.
It is
Do they call
because of
themselves
his
rattlings?
toils that we
Do
all
rattlings
still
call themselves
live.
rattlings? I don't know. I'm gonna have to talk to like an actual 40k expert.
The deed is done, Master. My apologies. I meant to say Lord Captain.
Apology accepted, Abelard. From now on, this ship shall be the Teawhistle Dynasty. And it shall be a place for all space halflings. We'll bust out the pipe weed. We will devote a section of the ship to primarily making pies. What would it be? Like the pie decks? Ooh, I would like to make a name for the section of the ship that only like turns out like pies and good halfling stuff. Like pie.
Yet hope remains.
We're gonna go back to the internet in a
For
second.
the second in line to the Rogue Trader dynasty survived. At the cost of many sacrifices made by the Lord Captain in the name of his own ambitions.
Okay, so the other mod I was going to use as soon as we get access to our ship, it allows us to switch the appearance of the ship in space combat. So we'll experiment with that a little bit. We'll probably be doing a lot of mercenaries also. Do 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 do. And 3 and 4. Let's see here. What was I gonna say? Let's go. Hold on. Do 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 do. Go to internets. Go to internets. Let's see here. We got to make the what's the pi quarter? English to Latin. Okay. Let's do pie? Oh no. Okay, let's do what would be another word for pie? Pie synonym. It's tart. Do they have a word for tart? Tart. Oh, they do. Okay. So in the High Gothic, it is this like a bastardized version of Latin, right? So we can do how do you say that? Acerbus or acerbus?
Acerbas.
Acerbus. Okay, so acerbus. Acerbus. So there is there's going to be headcanon. We're going to have an entire ward for our ship devoted to pies and pipeweed. Let's see, acerbus, tarts. Let's see here. Let's see here. Like a pie ward, pie halls. Pie halls? No, okay. Pie City. Acerbus herbs. Okay, herbs. Let's see, what else? We're trying to make the word for it. What else? Herbs. City herbs. Let's see. Furnace? No. What else can we do? Pies. Wards. Maybe sanctuary. The sanctuary of pies. It's going to be sanctious, right? Sanctuarium. How do you say that?
Sanctuarium.
Sanctuarium. The Acerbus sanctuary. Yes. Wait, how do you say of? Sanctuary of? It's a sanctuary. The sanctuarium. The sanctum. Sanctum. The sanctum Acerbus. No, it's going to be the sanctum. The pie ward is going to be the sanctum Acerbi. Sanctum Acerbi. The sanctuary of pies. Yes! Yes, of course. This is what I spend my time doing all day. I'm a very productive individual in this society. Never forget that, ever. So, let's see. I'm gonna write this down so I don't forget. The sanctum Acerbi. Okay, sanctum Acerbi. The sanctum Acerbi. The sanctuary of pies. Excellent. Awesome. Okay, so that's canon. This is mechanical beanstalk canon. Let's see where we got. Go back. Okay, cool. Abelard, deep shadows of weariness can be seen on the Silver Phoenix's face. Though the old officer's eyes are keen, they rake over you from head to toe. He frowns, mutters something, then nods to himself. Well then, your lordship. Yes, Abelard. Oh, he's sitting in the... He's kind of sitting in the throne. Like, the model kind of works a little bit. He's so tiny in there, though. You must now hold your... I'm sorry. This is not... Avlo's not a halfling, unfortunately. You must now hold your first officer briefing in your new role. I could make, like, all the characters halflings and just not have them in the party. Maybe I will do that. You must now hold your first officer's briefing in your new role as Lord Captain. For many of those who are about to join us on the bridge, this will be your first briefing. We sustained massive losses amongst the senior and middle ranking officers. Some posts have been filled by the deputy's deputy, while others go unfulfilled entirely. And now the deck clans are deciding who will take over the leader's crew. How do we come to lose so many officers? Well, duh, we're in the warp. What's on the agenda for this meeting, Silver Phoenix? Reports of the condition of the shipping crew. The Lord Captain is not usually drawn away from her important duties to attend in such routine briefings, but this is a unique situation. I am still receiving updates from across the ship, and they are not encouraging. Getting this bird to fly could take a gargantuan effort, even so far as you personally negotiating with the authorities of the system we are currently in, so prepare to hear every bevy of complaints and excuses, your lordship. Take this opportunity to get a good look at the officers who work 6 decks away from the bridge, and they in turn will have the honor of beholding the visage of their Lord Captain. Okay. I'm ready to start the briefing. Bring them in, Abelard. With a gesture, Abelard relays the order to his adjutants at the far end of the magnificent chamber. Yeah, probably will try to Photoshop up some portraits of even the characters that are not in my party. We'll have like Halfling Abelard, which should be really interesting to do. Halfling Abelard, Halfling, I don't know, Halfling Pascal. I don't know. Who knows? We'll figure it out. Some characters are going to remain like the new character for the Lex Imperialis DLC. He's Arbites, so he might not be. I don't know. I can't. It kind of stretches my personal disbelief a little bit that an Arbite could, a space halfling could be an Arbite because they're so racist. You know, they're like the cops of cops. You know. Okay, bring them in, Abelard. Yes, fellow halflings. Partake in the pipeweed. Have you been to the sanctum, Acerbi? It's so stupid. A dozen pairs of eyes bore into you. The expressions revealing restraint, joy, curiosity, and wariness. They're like, he's a halfling. What the fuck? What's going on? Why are all these halflings on the ship all of a sudden? Attention, officers. You are being granted an honor. Lord Captain Guppo Teawhistle will personally conduct today's briefing. Our most glorious Lord Captain is ready to hear your reports. It's yawn. I haven't had time to be listening to every last officer in their hulking rig. Abelard, give me the precision. What are the major problems and what needs to be done? As you wish, your lordship. The report will be far from cheering. We must find a replacement for our dead navigator. Of course, yes. This task is extremely challenging even under normal circumstances, but the God Emperor's blessing is clearly upon you. We have ascertained that there is a Navis Nobilite station in the Rycad system. Such navigator bastions are unbelievably rare, and are having ended up here is an incredible coincidence that can only be explained by divine intervention. You should visit the station, Lord Captain, and find someone to fill the vacant post. Of course. Item 2 on the bad news list. Our engine Seer Prime fell in battle. Without his assistance, we cannot soothe the ship's machine spirit. Fighting new tech priest and a Magos at death will be far from easy, but there is some prospect of success. And the third piece of bad news. The last one, unfortunately. Crew losses have surpassed 2,000 people. If we do not make good on this deficit, we will not have sufficient hands on board to facilitate normal void travel. This system contains a large inhabited planet, Rycad Bonoris. We will probably be able to find some workers there, but it is a matter of some diplomatic delicacy. The planet is controlled by House Winterscale, the Road Trader dynasty. We cannot simply recruit people from the planet without first coming to an agreement with the governor. And we know from the last campaign what was going on with Winterscale. I think he got away at the end of last campaign. Let's see here. Very well. Is that it? Then you are dismissed. The simple officers salute you as one. I don't need to speak to all my crew. They should just be happy that they serve me, a Guppo Teawhistle. Let's see. Your lordship, there is one more thing. Confident matter on the utmost importance. Lady Theodora, your auntie, your eternally esteemed predecessor, brought the ship here to the system for a reason. She was given a secret commission. You are perhaps wondering who had the authority to commission a rogue trader to do anything, and I shall tell you. The Lord Inquisitor, the Hand of Emperor, the chief architect of his will in the Cronus Expanse. I came across a strange hat-written letter on Theodore's desk. It was signed XC. You're referring to the contents of that note, I presume? Yes, quite right. Xavier Calcazar. Lady Theodora was to seek out the Inquisitor's right-hand man, one Heinrich von Kallax. As an interrogator, you understand. All I know is that he is somewhere in the system, and we must find him and offer him whatever assistance he requires and deliver him to Footfall in the Forbundus system. Finding him without any more information to go on will be difficult indeed, but an Inquisitor is an important individual. The authorities in the system, either the Navis Nobilite or the governor of Rycad and Mornos, may know something. My Captain Guppo's deal is to wallow in luxury in his dynasty. The minor details on like how things work doesn't really concern him. He's going to get as many halflings on his ship as possible. We're going to build a colony of halflings. We're going to make a place where we don't have to live in fear of the Longshanks. That's it, all of it, your lordship. You've been have a great deal of work ahead of you, but work. but this is a mere taste of what the daily burden of a rogue trader. Soon you must take up the reins of the Von Valencia's Protectorate. Abelard gives you another scrutinizing look, as if trying to gauge how long you'll hold out under this mountain of problems. His face softens slightly. It seems he is about to offer you some words of encouragement. Adira. Adira, Sister Argenta, explain yourselves. Oh, no dialogue. That sucks. Or no voice acting. The scissor battle grimly nods towards Adira. This psyker is suffering some of ailment or dark madness. She insists on seeing the rogue trader. I judge that it would be unwise to leave her unsupervised. I am going to have her as my, personal advisor. For a brief moment, Sister Argenta's voice sounds hesitant. I was also hoping you would approach you with a personal request, but it can wait. Speak with me when you have time, rogue trader. Adira's glazed eyes roll over the assembled. One word bursts from her lips. Daybreak. If there's nothing of value to report, I declare this briefing concluded. It's time to get back to work. Daybreak indeed, Adira. What's going on here? You! Who is this? Oh, Danrock, the goat, man. Probably the most important character in the game. High Factorum, Janus Dan... I wish they gave him a voice actor, man. High Factorum, Janus Danrock. The High Factorum breaks away from the rest and approaches you, bowing repeatedly. Lord Captain, if I may just steal one moment of your time, the matter is rather delicate and it concerns trophies that were left after battles of the ship. One trophy in particular, I should say. I received a blade fragment for one of the bodies on the bridge. A curious article. I saw the need to keep it safe in case it should be of interest to you. As he said this, the Factorum's gaze slides away from yours, and he looks somewhere off. Looks off somewhere over your shoulder. Yes, you're right to do so. Of course, give it to me. Is it magical? Of course, please. Factorum takes his time, but after a few moments, he withdraws a small, jagged shard that gleams with a pearlescent luster. Okay, interesting. Blade shard, heretical +3. A blade made from mysterious metal that shimmers with unnatural colors. I don't think we're able to... We didn't do anything with this last game, did we? Very fascinating. Thank you, Danrock. Yes, of course. Now we are going to build our Halfling Crew. Okay, save. Thank you. And Lord Captain Guppo Teawhistle of the Teawhistle Dynasty. Okay, Danrock. Look how fast he goes. Your Lordship, Generous Danrock at your service. Remind me, what is it you do on my ship? As a High Factorum, my duties encompass anything that might enrich you and your Protectorate. I see it to it that the suppliers deliver all shipments on time and our partners do not weasel out of their promises, and the shipment servants remember that the Emperor's grace can only be earned through toil and through the good grace of the Von Valencia's dynasty. I also make arrangements to ensure that our hold receives less than the thorough inspections by port custom officers. I find buyers for whatever you wish to sell. Okay. Yes, of course. I wish to bolster my retinue with skilled fighters. Okay, and I do have portraits from. Okay, so we have... I don't think we can get Jay immediately. I think we have to wait until the prologue is over. Okay, custom character. Let's see here. Custom character. You are loading up today. Why don't you load? Why don't you load? Why don't you load? Okay, let's do this guy. I think we're gonna do first. Oh, let's do her. I kind of liked her portrait. She's gonna be just a plain range specialist. Probably like heavy gunner. Probably I would say. Appearance. And what does she have? She has more like long hair. Let's see here. Is she gonna be like buff or what's she gonna be? We got. So skinny. She's a little skinny. Face. She has kind of like a round face. doop, doop. A little round. Jaw's a little square. Oh, actually... Yeah, really? Let's see here. Not quite. The face looks very masculine. He's a little bit more of a chubby cheeks. Do 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 do. Maybe like 14. Let's see, chubby cheeks, chubby cheeks, chubby cheeks, chubby cheeks, chubby cheeks, chubby cheeks, chubby. Like all the characters are gonna have this face. Let's see. 14, I think. Okay, that's fine. Body, that's fine. Skin tone. She was kind of like pinky pale. Let's see. Yeah, like this. Okay, cool. Hair. We got new hair, too. We didn't actually see what the female hairstyles are. Seems like they added quite a bit. It looks like they added quite a bit so far. What do we got? Tons of, like, noble hairstyles. Hey, Winter, check this out. Winter. 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 Look. Look at these hairstyles. Do. Da. Da. Do. See? Okay. Let's see here. She has like more kind of like flowy hair. That looks not bad. Brown. Looks like that. That looks fine. Do. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, that looks kind of like flowy hair. Okay. Do. Eyebrows. She has kind of like sinister eyebrows. Yeah, maybe a little bit of a curve on them. Like that. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Cool. Tattoo. See, where do we do... She doesn't really have a lot of scars, does she? Let's see here. Does she have... She doesn't really have a tattoo. But... Let's see. Does she... Yeah, that wouldn't really look good for her. Can do this. Have like electronics a little bit, but like no, still would show up in the picture. So let's just do nothing. We get it's an imperial tattoo back here. That looks pretty cool. All right. Let's see, tattoo color. Let's do red. Sure. Augmentations. Something that doesn't, it's not too obvious. Very subtle very subtle augment. Maybe something over the ear, if that's even impossible. Very subtle. You can kind of see it through her hair. Cool. What about tattoo? I forget where do you change that to? I can't remember. Eyebrows color, appearance, face, body. God, it's probably scars. Here we go. Cool. Scars is what I meant to say. So maybe do something subtle. No subtlety. Okay, cool. That looks kind of like her. A little bit. Voice.
Set for the Fon Valancius.
Let the macro cannons sing their deadly litany.
Sure. Okay. Heretical, dogmatic. I'll say she's dogmatic. Why not? Voidborn, Forge World. What did we do? We did Forge World for the Lord Captain, right? And she's going to be like all ballistic skill, like gunner. Arch Militant is what she's going to level into. Death World, Voidborn. We need ballistic skill. We need... See, agility is good. Hive World. willpower. Just getting like a very high, agility. I want to try see if I can do that. High roll characters gain 1 plus fellowship bonus resolve if there are 3 more creatures, allies in a 3-cell radius. Yet if the -2 penalty for those who have no creatures around. Interesting. Doing a new rogue trader for the game. Oh, nice. You're doing that? Right now, I'm just hiring mercenaries to fill up my... I'm going to have a bunch of halflings running around. If they suffer -2 penalty for a resolve with no creatures around. Forge World. Intelligence, Toughness. Imperial World. Any stats? And there's Fortress World. Never Stop Shooting again. I think I'll just do Never Stop Shooting. Or Hive World. Let's see. For attack this round would cost 0. I think I'll do that. I'll do another... maybe she was born on the same world as Captain Teawhistle. Crime Lord, Commissar, Navy Officer, Noble. We were doing Astro Military and Regimental Tactics. Let's see, I think I was going to do that. Deal initial damage to enemies that are adjacent to the commander. Wait, the Astro Militarum commander and all their allies deal an additional 20 plus perception bonus damage to enemies that are adjacent to the commander or their allies until the end of the commander's next turn. What? Wait, is this different? The Astro Militarum commander and all their allies deal an additional, based on perception damage, to enemies that are adjacent to the commander or their allies until the start of the next turn. That's pretty good. All the commander's allies also suffer no damage from the allies' attacks until the end of the commander's next turn. Crime Lord. We have Surefire Plan. At the start of combat, the Crime Lord gains intelligence bonus stacks of the Surefire Plan effect. Activating this ability consumes 1 stack and makes the next target stronger, depending on the next type of action. If the Crime Lord attacks, they deal perception bonus more damage. If the Crime Lord moves, they gain damage, dodge, and parry until the start of their next turn. Okay, that's good. If Crime Lord uses a non-damaging ability that enemy suffers a -10, can be used multiple times per turn. We can try Crime Lord. We didn't. I don't think we did Crime Lord. We didn't do Astro Militarum Commander last time. Midstorm Priest. Warhim. That's Argenta already has that stuff. Warhim is this ability grants an additional willpower bonus momentum for each enemy that is either in a 5-cell radius around the devotee who was hit by the devotee this turn. Interesting. Navy Officer. Abelard's this. I didn't really like that. I don't really like Military Officer or Commissar. I just think that they need a rework in a future patch, rather. I think I'm going to do Crime Lord for her. Okay. Warrior, Officer, Operative, Soldier. Yes, we're doing Soldier. And we're doing Ballistic Skill. She's primary Ballistic Skill. Let's do boop and boop. And then Strength, Toughness, Agility. Doing Agility. Okay, we're doing that. Fellowship. We don't really need Fellowship. That can be a dump stat. Perception. I think we need some of that. Because she has based on that. Toughness. That's fine. Maybe I should get more toughness. I don't know. Because I'm going to get -10 toughness for being a halfling. Abatal. I actually have a list of names I was going to give her one, but let me try to find it. Let's see here. It's going to be a while back in my Discord chat. Let's see here. See, I have her name written down somewhere. Hopefully I can find it. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. Uno momento. I have the Christmas portraits. Oh, ha! Here we go. I think I'm getting close. Okay, Officer Molly. Okay, so she's gonna be Molly. Molly what? Molly Molly Prickleberry. Okay, cool. Yes. So we'll do edit name. Officer. Molly Prickleberry. Cool. Sureflyer plan, yes. Do that. Cool. And we'll change her size when we get into the. We'll change her size a little bit later. Okay, what do we do? Can I trade yet? Maybe training and questions. We'll buy our plunder. I don't think I can trade yet. Let's get another one. So we have 3 in our party right now. Skilled fighters, yes. So we'll do. Should I do a tank? I think I was going to do a melee tank, but let's do. I wanted to make a couple type of psychic characters. One is going to be I'm going to try to make a melee psyker with like poison damage if I can. See if that even works. Let's see, where was he? We got this guy. Okay. Appearance. He's a little portly guy. So we have a little pooch. There we go. Cool. Okay. Face. Let's see here. He has a puffy face. Let's see here. Oh, he kind of looks. Wait, 3. We need more puffy cheeks. Owlcat, give me more puffy cheek stuff. Puffy cheek, puffy cheek. They're all so happy. Oh, this guy. I'll take it. A little bit of a frowny face. 12. Let's see here. Yeah, 12. Let's do 12. 12. We're gonna make him really pale. It's fine. Hair. We'll probably just do like kind of like a disheveled halfling. Actually, this looks pretty good. Cool. Okay. In his eyebrows, kind of like a little wedge. Like, say that, something like that. Good enough. That's fine, actually. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Tattoo, scars. He doesn't have. Oh, he has a little bit of a facial scar, like on his forehead. Let's see, scars. A little tiny scar. I can do that. Yeah, 7 if nothing else. 7. Yeah, let's do 7. Okay, anything I can do? A subtle bionic? Probably not. Augmentation? No. Voice?
You didn't stand a chance.
Mad male?
The destination is known.
Nah. He seems like a really angry guy.
For the glory of the dynasty.
Nah. Pious male, pragmatic male.
Lance batteries, volley! This could be an opportunity.
Okay. Heretic male?
Unleash the storm of macro cannons. Ruinous favor prevails. Whispers, guide my
Okay, yeah.
hand.
Okay, I'll do that. Heretical, yeah, he's definitely heretical. Death World, he's going to be melee, right? So strength, toughness, agility would be good. Death World, I think I did Death World for the king last time, right? Once per combat, when the wounds of a Death World character drops below 30, they gain. I don't want him to be a berserker. I want him to be kind of as stealthy assassin dual wielder as possible. Brutal Hunter, Death World characters gain plus 15 critical chance with targets with the bleeding effect. It's all bleeding. I don't think poison is going to be really good in this game. Because later on, when you fight machines, like, they're immune to poison. So, I don't know. We'll see. I think if I can't build he's going to have power weapons, and he's going to be a melee psyker. Or he's going to have force weapons, right? So we'll see if that works. Death World characters suffer the toughest Forge World characters, Imperial World, Humanity's Finest. Characters select any characteristic and add plus 10 bonus. Interesting. Talents ready to serve. When Imperial World character is affected by an ally's non-damaging ability or affects an ally with such ability, the resolve increased by 1 for 2 or blah for 2 rounds. Math for 2 rounds. While under 40% wounds, Imperial World characters gain plus 10 bonus to all characters and plus 2 to resolve. Doing my part. If no other character in the current party has the same archetype as this character, that's meh. Imperial World characters gain plus 10 critical chance against Xenos or demonic creatures. All enemies, excluding Xenos. Okay. Fortress World. Forge World. Forge for a purpose. Forge World characters choose one of the augmentation system from the following list. Subskin armor grants additional armor. Locomotion system grants additional dodge. Grants intelligence bonus. Critical hit chance. Interesting. What else can you get from Forge World? Pinnacle weaponry. I think it's probably, yeah, plasma. Plasma specialty. Interesting. David Woomer. In your game, you're playing for Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. You even try playing as... do you ever try to play as a soccer game? In your game, if you're playing for Warhammer 40k, you ever try playing as a soccer game? No, I've not. Have I ever tried to play like have a 40k sport featured in my 40k campaigns? Not a sport, but I made up an in-universe card game in my sector. It's called Plaintiff. So a lot of people, instead of playing Regicide, they'll play Plaintiff, which is they're like diamond-shaped cards that you collect, and even like the low cast Imperials and the highborn Imperials have kind of different variations of it, but some variations have like a collectible card type mechanic, and I think it's like I actually have the like loose rules planned for it in like a PDF document somewhere. Have you ever tried to play a psycher game? Like I haven't tried to play like a psycher game in the cRPG. I haven't really tried to do a campaign that was heavy psycher, or play in a game that had a heavy psycher in any of the Warhammer 40,000 pen and paper stuff that I can think of. What I was talking about last week with the Navigator character, like that's the closest thing I've ever made to a psychic character. But have I? I don't know. Like, I don't think I've ever really thought about making a psychic main character to play in a pen and paper role playing game. I don't know. Not for any particular reason. Just haven't. I'm sure I could figure out something cool. I did want to use Void Frost at one point in time, but let's see here. Highworld Voidborn. I did have a really cool character. One of the main villains in my last Warhammer 40,000 pen and paper campaign, he was a alpha level psyker that was too dangerous to kill for whatever reason. He was actually put in like cryostasis in like a prison for psychers in the Imperial sector that my campaign took place in. But his power was so great that he was able to control like the ice of his tomb, and he like broke free as like this giant iceberg beast and like traveled the stars with his psychic power. And it was, what was it? It was I forget what his name was. He was like the dragon of like Blue Wrath or something weird like that, right? But it was like a villain that would have a space combat stat, like you could fight ships, and he's like a giant iceberg. And the thing was, is like he had to like consume the soul energy of like planets to be able to keep on moving, right? So he had a lot of, in like individual combat, he would have a lot of ice powers, and he would have a lot of ice powers in like space combat. But that's I don't know, not quite what you're asking, but I felt I should share that. Anyways, Voidborn, we have Fortune, Intelligence, Voidborn character can reroll any failed attack, dodge, parry skill test with 20% chance of success. This chance cannot be greater than the base success chance of the roll. Additionally, any enemy dodge or parry has a 20% chance to fail after a successful roll. Contagious luck, bloody mess. There's a flesh room, jinx. Let's see. I think I was going to do Imperial World, Forge World, Hive World. I think it's Hive World, right? If there are 3 more characters, well, maybe not. Well, I wanted the agility bonus, camaraderie, High-level characters can pass a willpower resistance test using their fellowship, rather than using their fellowship instead if their fellowship is higher. Okay. If a high-level character has melee superiority against the enemy, the effect is increased by 10%. He's supposed to be like an assassin character, right? The effective increased by 10 if the enemy has melee superiority against a high-level character. The effective is decreased by -10. If a character has melee superiority, the effect increased by 10. Okay, interesting. Weapon personalization. All ranged weapons, including that deal physical damage, have +1 damage. It's not going to be it's not going to be ranged. It's going to be melee. High-level characters start their turn adjacent to an ally character. High-level characters gain +2 MP. High-level characters end their turn next to allies. They gain +2 MP on their next turn. Fresh start. High-level characters 50% bonus to dodge the first attack of opportunity every round. Voidborn, Death World, Forge World. Choo-choo. Pinnacle weaponry. Persistence of the Forge. Not going to work for me. I think I'm probably going to have to do Hive World because of the agility and fellowship bonus. And I'll just have to keep in mind that he does better. Well, he should go off and... I want him to be like a solo assassin, if I can even pull that off in this system, right? Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like and follow and subscribe on YouTube and Twitch. I really would appreciate it if you would do so. Be sure to give me a follow both in YouTube and Twitch. That'd be great. Be sure to hit the bell over on YouTube and let me know when I'm going live. Let you know, rather. Check out our Discord if you haven't already. Check out all the social media. I do have a Patreon. Don't really have a whole lot of bells and whistles set up other than giving a shout out to every one of my videos for about $1. I don't have a larger donation option. But yeah, just follow me on social media and Discord, and I'll keep you updated on when I'm going live. I do typically stream Wednesday, Thursday nights, Saturday, Sunday mornings. So camaraderie. But thank you. I appreciate just coming out and hanging out with me. I really do appreciate that. However, characters can pass weapon resistance test using their fellowship. That's okay. There's melee superiority. I don't think you run into a lot of... Well, maybe... Let's see. Outnumber. Melee superiority. Strength in numbers. Gain fellowship bonus. Resolve. So he wouldn't be someone who goes off on his own. I mean, Resolve is pretty good. So I think I will do Hive World. I'll try that out. So it's going to be an assassin who tries to get close to other characters, which will be interesting. And then I can do a lot of like movement stuff. Like I can position him next to companions and get him like other MP bonuses. And he's going to get agility, which I'm going to try to pump up his agility as much as possible. Now, I can do willpower as a dump stat, and I can do fellowship as his main stat, right? Commissar, Crime Lord, Minosaur, Priest, Navy Officer, Noble, Sanctions. Oh yeah, he's going to be Sanctioned Psyker, because we're going to do... If I can't do... I kind of wish I could do Unsanctioned Psyker, but again, I don't want to accidentally... I don't want to like brick my game when the next DLC comes out. Biomancer, Diviner. I think, what was I going to do? Sanctic Telepath. I think Diviner has an ability that lets you... It increases like your initiative order, I want to say. Creates an area that lasts until the start of the next turn. All allies within that area gain dodge. We already know that. Perfect timing. Yeah, I think it might be perfect time. All allies that are currently affected by any of the Psyker's powers gain the perfect timing effect. When the ally under effect dodge repairs attack, the ally has a weapon capable of reaching the attacker. As an attack costing 1 or less, the ally immediately counterattacks with that weapon. So it just gives them to counterattack. The target gains intelligence, perception, fellowship, and willpower until the end of combat, which does synergize with his fellowship stuff. Okay, precognition. It has a Dearest portrait in there. I see you. Once per round, the Psyker's next turn is moved up by... Yeah, okay, precognition. The Psyker's next turn is moved up by 2 turns in the round initiative sequence. This ability will allow the Psyker to have 2 turns during 1 round. So the idea I wanted to do for... I guess I'm going to be doing it for Adira too. We're going to do precognition, and we're going to do... I think I'm going to do Diviner and Biomancer for the... I think they can add poison to their attacks. I'm not 100% sure. But Precognition, we get a very high agility bonus roll on initiative order. And Precognition, it'll increase the rounds, the turn order, right? So eventually, if I have enough Precognition and enough agility, I'll be able to go 2 times in 1 round. That's the general idea. Prophetic Intervention. Whenever an ally suffers damage, it would make them fall unconscious. The Psyker immediately gains an extra turn. During that turn, the Psyker can only use Prophetic Intervention. This power can only be used under these circumstances. Restores the allies' wounds to the amount they had before the attack triggered the intervention. However, the Psyker sight rating is reduced by 1 until the end of combat. Yes, we'll do that. So we'll do Diviner. And we'll do Blade Dancer, I think. Are we doing Charge or are we doing Blade? No, Blade Dancer because he has... we need him to be a little bit more mobile. So we're doing dual weapon, Blade Dancer. We're doing Fellowship for the extra bonus. We're doing Weapon Skill. And we're doing Agility. Let's see here. And let's see, what else can we do? Toughness, we're going to have negative 10 toughness. Strength. Pump that up a little bit because we need melee damage. Agility. I want agility to be as max as possible for this guy, like all the time. That's fine. Cool. And then what was his name going to be? Let's see here. His name, I have that written down. Let's see here. Reich Keenwhistle. Wait, do I do Keenwhistle? That's Reich. Wait, I already did a whistle, right? R-Y-E-C. Master, he's going to be my new Master Whispers. Reich Keenwhistle. I did Teawhistle. That's kind of the same thing. Keenleaf. Okay. Let's do. Reich. Keenleaf. Master of Whispers. Cool. We gotta have like a Master Whispers on the ship. We just have to. Cool. Apply. Cool. Save. We'll reduce their size. We'll change their stats a little bit later. Okay. So what do we have? We have 4. Let's see here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6. We'll do one more. I think we're going to do another caster. Yes. Because we're going to eventually get Jay, and I think we'll just have... I don't want to be blowing up all of my profit factor on all these characters. I think they still cost... it costs like 1 profit factor per mercenary. Should I do... Okay. I was thinking about doing the Master of Pies. He looks... Doesn't quite fit in. I think I'm not sure. Okay. So here's the 2 portraits. You guys can tell me which is a better portrait for the Master of Pies. I have this guy. I kind of like this a little bit better. This guy for the Master of Pies or this guy for the Master of Pies. But this guy looks a little bit too cartoony. Like he doesn't quite fit in with the cRPG's other portraits. So I think I'm going to go with this guy. Okay. So change portrait. Yes. Wait, no. Let's do that. Appearance. Are we not... Is that letting me? Portrait. Cool. I don't think it's letting me... Hold on. I think I have to... I think it's bugging out a little bit. I think it's... I've had this happen before. Where it doesn't let me change the initial character's portrait. Give me 1 second. Load game. I'm not really sure how I'm going to build this guy. But he's going to be my Master of Pies. Maybe I'll have him as my tank. Let's see. What do we have? We have warrior. Let's see here. Like, officer would be a better master of pies because you throw around zones of control, right? Actually, you know what? That's different. The second archetype is the one I'm thinking of, where the master technician. That's the where we throw around zones of like control. Interesting. So yeah, I'm gonna do master technician for my master of pies. So are you gonna allow me to? Yes, please. Custom character. Yes, please. Take your time loading up. It's okay. Yeah, I think I like this portrait a little bit better. Appearance. It's not doing it. Hold on. Maybe I have to restart the game. Let's try restarting the game really quick, because it's not giving me the right portrait. But I think it's just a bug in the game. And while it loads up, we can talk about my favorite thing. We can talk about 40k lore, right? Let's see here. Load you up again. Load you up again. Where are you, Rogue Trader? Okay. Yes. Love to do that during live on stream. Okay. Okay, let's go over while it's loading back up. And hopefully it's not as buggy. Internet's okay, so let's go back. So what was I trying to say last time? So we were talking about like how we talked about orc characters and potential orc theme in a DLC for Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader, the cRPG, right? So, like in the pen and paper RPG, like I was saying, there's two orc classes that you can make for orc characters. One is Freebooter, which is more like almost like a piratey orc that has lots of melee and can eventually take talents that increase his size and strength along with his durability. And he has pets. He's also a hybrid pet class, so you can buy Squigs and buy Gretchen to kind of go around and do his own thing. Let's see here. Still loading. And some of the stuff you can have you get talents that make you a little bit more like a different type of orc, like a pain boy. You get Medicae, healing skills, stuff like that. Very, very small ones. So Freebooter can be like, it's kind of like a very versatile, but like very kind of wacky melee character. I think that's how you would kind of translate to a new archetype or a new class in the cRPG. Like the thing is that you probably wouldn't be able to use a lot of the human archetypes, so that would be interesting to really focus on. Like if you're doing, I could see if you had a freebooter character, I would say like you probably have like a couple, like a freebooter archetype, right? How he would level up, right? Like it's probably going to be one character. He levels up with probably like warrior or soldier, and then or you'd be a weird boy, right? The psychic version of it, and then he would from there like the options for leveling him up would be kind of difficult. I don't know. In the pen and paper RPG, you had this, like you had prestige classes you can get into, which were, I think, I want to say you can do Speed Freak. I want to say Speed Freak and some other ones. I'm not quite sure. I'd have to look that up actually. My memory's not that great on it. Let's see here. Is it loading? Let's continue. I'll check back into Rogue Trader in just a second. But anyways, I can see the character advancement. The number of archetypes you can make would have to be a little bit limited, because certain things like Navy officer wouldn't really make sense for like an orc character. But yeah, you would be hybrid tank DPS with a little bit of options for minor healings or minor lore stuff like that. Eventually, let's see here. Like, he has one talent. Listen to me, because I the biggest. In Orc Society, if you're unfamiliar with the Warhammer 40,000 setting, orcs also, like all of I said, like they're stronger the more of them they are together through the Gestalt field known as the Wa, right? But they also they listen to whoever is bigger, just instinctively, right? So the orc knows how to get his way and bully around even amongst orcs. Orcs may use his might makes right rule with any allies, not just greenskins. Okay, might makes right. I think you can use intimidation as coercion or other social skills. Like, you can intimidate your way out of a lot of different things. You have you're like an intimidation specialist for like role playing stuff, right? And that only works with orcoid characters, but you can take a talent to make it work on people. Again, that's pretty interesting, because there's the other one, rival. There is the talent that lets you, it's like Dead Ard, where is it? It lets you use gain Wa energy from humans or any other race, right? So let's see here. I think it's down here. Freebooter advances. I think it's too hard to care. Exotic weapon training. It's here somewhere. I don't know if I want to track it down, but unarmed warrior. It's like the next best thing. I think that's what it's called. Rival, too hard to care. Peer, runts. Runts is the familiars that they can get. Give us some DACA, good reputation, enemy. Dead Ard, maybe it's still more here. Talents. Oh yeah, here it is. The next best thing. So this is the role. This will be very interesting on how they play this out. Right? The next best thing. The orc has become sufficiently familiar and comfortable around non-orcs that he draws a measure of confidence and resolve for their presence. When determining the bonus of willpower he gains from the mob rule trait, which is Wa, essentially, the orc counts as having... Okay, so it's not as effective as an orc, but every 2 non-orcs count as an orc for purposes of drawing Wa energy into yourself, right? They have to be... they can't have the machine trait. They have to be sentient, right? So it's interesting. But yeah, that's how freebooters would roll. Let's go back to Rogue Trader. And thanks for bearing with me. Okay, cool. And it is working, right? Oh, there we go. Cool. Scared me for a second. Yes. Bolster. Okay, we're trying this again. We're going to make our Master of Pies. We'll make our Master of Pies and we'll continue on. Custom character. Yes. Load. So many custom portraits. Let's see. It's loading. It's loading. So anyways, about the pen and paper RPG and Rogue Trader. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Let's do this guy. Yes, here we go. Cool. Master of Pies. Appearance. We are male. Take your time. And we are soulless ginger. Sorry, I don't want to. Hope I didn't offend anyone. Let's see here. We have we can do the smiles ones. Smile, smile, smile. There's a lot of smile ones here somewhere. Oh, here we go. That's fine. Let's do that. Body. Of course, we're gonna like all of them have like a pot belly. Do that. A little rosy, more like rosy color. Yeah, actually, looks a little bit better. Hair. Like wild and unkempt hair. Too bad I can't get like a chef's hat in game. That would be awesome. See, do hair color. Eyebrows color. Oh, wait. Where be hair? Or be hair color. Appearance. Wait, am I going crazy? Here, it's probably right in front of my face. Wait, am I going crazy? Where's the hair color? Portrait, appearance, face, body, hair color. Wait. Yeah, okay, it just wasn't there. Weird. Yes. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so we'll do... Has to be curly. Yeah. Nah, I wouldn't... Too bad he doesn't have a mohawk. That'd be great. Yeah. Still needs to be messy, like long and messy. Or you can say he has a bald spot. I kind of like that. Let's see here. I kind of want to give him like I kind of want to make him balding. Let's see here. What else? We already got that hairstyle for someone else. We already got that for the captain. I kind of like this. Make him like a balding guy under his chef's hat. Let's see here. Eyebrows color. Well, it's going to be... Wait, does he have... It's brown eyes. Brown... Yeah, okay. We do... like tiny eyebrows. Tiny eyebrows. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah, that's fine. Look how happy he is. Okay, tattoo. No scars. And facial tattoo. I could put like a tattoo on the right side of his face. It doesn't really highlight that very much. Could do like that. It's not going to show up very well though. Let's see. Let's see, what about this? Yeah, it looks good. Can barely see it. Okay, cool. Augmentation. Wait, is there another tattoo? Tattoo. You have different types of tattoos. We should just make him like he looks so like jovial and happy, but he has like all these gang tattoos. Yeah. Cool. Tattoos. Wait, whatever are the back tattoos? Wait, is this just like arms and legs? That's it? Let's see. That's fine. He's done some time. He's so happy, but he'll make anyone into a pie. Let's see, augmentations. Okay, cool. I'll put some. We can put some augmentations on his left side of his face. That looks cool. He's probably the most hardcore of all the halflings. Awesome. Augmentation 2. Ooh, I like that. We could do something on his bald head. Actually, that. Yeah, let's see. Okay. Maybe. Actually, look at this guy. Let's see. Should we have the cap on? That would be pretty interesting. And it's like goes perfect with the... I like this, actually. Let's see. Should I do this or should I do the wires? I kind of like... The cap looks more goofy. Do you have any other stuff on his head? Or we do that. I kind of like... I kind of like this. I mean, it's like... It's weird. I can't explain this. Like, I like this better. But... I think this looks more goofy and is appropriate for this kind of character. Voice.
Macro cannons, volley!
We already did the heretic male, I think.
Delight my masters with your demise. I'll see you terminated.
Nah.
Heresy grows from a lance batteries. Volley!
I think we already did that, didn't we? Mad Male?
Watch this spectacle unfold.
Yes, we'll do that. Mad Male. Heretical. Yes, we'll do heretical. Yes. Voidborn. Okay. Thinking Death World, Voidborn, High World, Forge World. How am I going to build this guy? I'm not 100% sure. I was thinking about making him another Psyker. And he just gives like bonuses and buffs. And he draws power from pies. The Pyromancer. Maybe I won't name him the Master of Pies. I'll name him the Pyromancer. 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 Okay, wait. I think we are going to make him a caster now that I think about it. The Pyromancer. Oh my god. So-and-so, the Pyromancer. Oh my god, it's amazing. Found something incredible. Okay, so he's going to be a melee. He's going to be... Okay, so I guess we're going to have like a high spellcaster party. Death World, Voidborn. Maybe we'll do like part ballistic, part psyker. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Imperial World, Fortress World. What do we do? If that's the case, then Fortress World. Forge for a purpose. You can get armor, you can get dodge, you can get critical hit chance. I could make him a sniper, but no, we're going to eventually get owlcat, which is going to be a sniper, right? We can do, yeah, actually Forge World, and then we can do plasma weaponry. That sounds good. Cool. Oh, Streamboo! How's it going, Streamboo? What's going on? Trying to peddle some poison pies to us, Streamboo? Huh? Huh? What's up, Streamboo? What is this? Buy more on streamboo.com. Let's see here. Oh, it's not Streamboo. It's a new guy. Best viewers on Boost Growth Online. No. Sorry, buddy. What happened to Streamboo? Is Streamboo not going to show up this week? I'm like sad now. Me sad. Oh, hold on. Should probably, let's see, can we see this? My camera blocking the way? Let's see, Okay. Another reminder about the liking and following and subscribing that my bot is trying to recommend to me. Yes, we'll do like Melta or Plasma. This is good. Fires of the Forge. Forgeable characters gain toughness bonus deflection against burning effects and flame weapons. Pinnacle weaponry. The first attack in the combat with any plasma, Melta, or power weapon deals an additional damage equal to intelligence bonus. Okay. Interesting. For the remainder of combat, the bonus damage increased by half. Wearing heavy armor, Forge World characters gain +1 MP, deflection, and cannot fall prone. Interesting. Forge World characters gain stacking 10% bonus on to hit, chance, and dodge reduction against any target they hit with a single target attack. Wait, what? Forgeable character. Maybe I won't make him a forgeable character because he's going to have additional agility, right, from being a halfling. So, like, having additional, like, Forge World type stuff is not going to work out. Forgeable characters gain a stacking +10 bonus to hit, chance, and dodge reduction against any target they hit with a single target attack. Hit, chance, and dodge. 6 forgeable characters gain a stacking 10% bonus to hit and dodge reduction for any they hit with a single target attack. Okay, so the more you hit, the more it's easier to hit. Successful critical hits from a single target attacks increase the hit chance and dodge reduction by 20%. That's not bad. Calculated relations. Forgeable characters can use their perception, coercion, and commerce based instead of fellowship, steal the forge. I kind of like a lot of these, but forge for a purpose. Intelligence bonus to critical hit. So it's just you have to buff your intelligence a little bit more. Fortress World, High World, Voidborn, maybe just Voidborn. Fortune. I can reroll failed hits. In time, a Voidborn character scores a critical hit chance. There is a 10% chance to double the damage. Sure. Contagious luck, use a non-damaging ability. On ally grants that ally the ability to reroll any failed attack, dodge, parry characteristic, or skill test with a 20% chance of success for 1 round. Just a flesh wound. Phobic character has a 20% chance of survive with lethal damage with 1 wound. When a foible character has more than 50% wounds, all chance of all characters. I don't know. High, Forge, Imperial. Select any characters. Let's see here. Agility, and I mean, Hive would be better. And like, it makes more sense for halflings to want to be near each other. So I think I'll just do this. And we're gonna do Sankensteiker. So he's gonna be a pyromancer. Pie. I'm so clever! Okay, we're gonna do the pyromancer. I don't know how much we're gonna put into fire, but we're gonna do it. And we're gonna use, oh, so we do soldier or operative or blade dancer. We're gonna do another soldier. Let's see here. Our other soldier is gonna go into arch militant. He can go into bounty hunter. What should he go into? He can go into assassin, bounty hunter, grand strategist. Oh, I think we're gonna do, yeah, grand strategist is one of the things we're gonna do. Yes. He's gonna be my grand strategist, and the Lord Captain is gonna be either master technician or overseer when it comes out. That sounds good. Okay, operative, blade dancer, officer. I could do officer 2. No, I think I'm gonna do operative. Yes. And we're doing ballistic skill. We're doing willpower. Or we can do boop. Boop, boop. Let's see here. Do. Fellowship. Strength, toughness. Ballistic skill. Willpower. Let's do willpower, yes. And I think intelligence. Wait, no, you need perception as an officer, right? Officer? No, agent or whatever it is. Okay. Perception, yes. Cool. And let's see here. I love this guy. Okay, we do, and he's gonna be a pyromancer, just to let you know. Goyle Hogmouse. Okay, Goyle Hogmouse. Pyromancer. Or wait, pyromancer. I'll just say pyro, because then it sounds like he's a pyromancer, and I don't want people to get the wrong idea. Let's see here, pyromancer. How do you do? Is that how you spell? I think that's pyromancer. Pyromancer. Yes, that is how you spell it. Okay, cool. Cool. I'm so clever. Goyle Hogmouse, pyromancer. Yes, excellent. Okay, save. That should be enough. And we'll have to change their size and whatnot. Okay, we'll go here. Let's get actually back to the campaign. So we're at 2 hours. So 10 o'clock would be 2.5 hours. 10:30. Try to end the stream before 10:30 Pacific Standard Time. Hope you guys are doing okay. If anyone has any questions about streams, 40k lore, anything, let me know. Let's see, what did we do last campaign? We did Reichad Norris the last time, wasn't it? Machine Spirit Keeper. We did that, and then we did the Prison Planetoid. Let's do Prison Planetoid first. We would do my Lord Captain, who is of great size and girth. Astropathic Choirmaster 𝕺𝖌𝖚 is asking to speak to you privately via a private channel. Okay. 𝕺𝖌𝖚, greetings, your lordship. I can report that the choir is listening tirelessly to the Immaterium in hope of picking up voices from the Dynasty ships or world. However, we have heard something horrifying instead. Amid the Immaterium's tumult, something is screaming. The scream is driving your choir mad. Until it stops, we have no hope of contacting any of the Dynasty's worlds, and is coming from the Reichad Systems astropathic station. Okay. I don't need to be introduced. He's my servant. What's the nature of the scream? If the scream stops, we'll be able to contact someone. I have more important matters to attend to at the moment. My apologies for distracting your lordship. Yes, get back. And if they're going crazy, then let them know to stop being crazy, of course. I think this is prison planning. I think we're going to do Rackhead Mornoris. Let's see, this one is unidentified void ship. Make contact with Navis Nobot Station. Navis Nobot Station. This is Ice Require Station. So these are 3 ones. I did 1, 2, 3 last time. So I'll do this one, 3, 2, 1 maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Well, I'm going to do the prison station first, right? What's going on? Legendary Star-Lord! What's up, Legendary Star-Lord? Coming into my chat. He's so awesome. Let's do identified void ship. I think that's the Navy, I want to say, isn't it? Wait, maybe I should say first. I don't remember. Master Hellman, the Vox crackles life, and Master Hellman Ravor addresses you. What have we here, Lord Captain? It's not very noticeable, but there's a void ship sitting in a local asteroid field. It sure is quiet, like it's huddled up there on purpose. It's not like I'm surprised. The thing is more of a scrap heap than a ship at this point. Someone sure went to town on it. We're registering critical damage to the hull and depressurization of several compartments. Oh, and there's an incoming transmission now, too. Oh! You put it through, Master Helmsman Ravor. Hello. How have I been? Doing pretty well. Still raising my foster cat family. Trying to have 2 more little baby kittens to give away and 1 mama cat to give away. She's been fixed. We had a little bit of a parasite scare with a mama, so she's been secluded for a little bit, so it's kind of gross. Kittens seem to be doing okay. Everything seems to be doing okay. Streaming seems to be doing fine. How you doing? How's everything? Let's see here. Continue. Do you hear us? We do not require assistance. We do not require assistance. Well, I am going to... You can't tell me what to do. Copy? Keep following. They'll pass us by, won't they? Emperor protects. Lord Captain. I'm going to have a little bit more piratical bent. Like, everything is mine. I'm going to be the greediest... I'm going to be the greediest little rogue trader ever. I want opulence. I'm going to have money. I'm going to be swimming around in my money bank. Ravor, can we establish communication? Let the vessel identify itself. Yes, Lord Captain. The connection is established. Unknown vessel, we're receiving you. Identify yourselves. I repeat, identify yourselves. For a brief moment, the Vox only hisses and snaps, and then as several voices at once start shouting over another. Do not tell! Tell him! We're done for! This is the Thunderfang. We are... One of the voices falters uncertainly and replaced by another. A merchant vessel! Oh, they're a pirate vessel. Do copy. We're a private merchant vessel. A merchant vessel. Sure. Thunderfang. Damage report on the unknown vessel, Ravor. Telemetry shows multiple hull breaches, most likely caused by guns of a combat ship. Several compartments are leaking air. The bridge has been almost completely obliterated. 2 of the engines are critically damaged. Someone gave them a thrashing so solid they barely managed to limp away. Then, let's see. Target Thunderfang. No. We're gonna get some. We're gonna get some loot. Or we're going to make them enslave the Longshanks into our ship. All shall be enslaved by halflings! Oh, that's really nice. Yeah, I'm alright. Can't complain. That's good. Always good to hear that. Just blown out of the water. What happened to you with Thunderfang? You used to be cool. The Vox responds by bursting a cacophony of sounds, words, and emotions. Someone chuckles bitterly, another swears with some foul expletives, and yet another hisses furiously, demanding the other shut up. You manage to make out little from all the noise. We're just flying, minding our business, straight out of the blue, and open fire. Miracle we get it away. Emperor protected, and then more fire. Who? Void only knows. Roasted our tail, bombed everything. Our folks are left without help. We never got to them. Thunderfang, why can we not identify you? Why? I don't know. Certainly not pirates, no. Our vessel badly damaged and preventing the correct identification. We assure you, we're a merchant vessel. Thunderfang does not require aid. Thunderfang, stop playing games now and explain your business here. And this time, I highly recommend the truth. Happy now? What have you done, idiot? It's too late. Do you copy? We're from the Fellowship of the Void. We're here, just come here to loot on a different business, to help our own out of jail. Do not hurt. Please. We've already had our Kronos cleaned. How about striking a deal? Our hold is full of plunder. I mean goods. Oh, plunder, huh? I mean goods, huh? And in case you are unaware, Lord Captain, the Fellowship of the Void is a disorderly assemble of several dozen pirate factions in the Kronos Expanse. Well, I mean, they're going to be able to let us, they'll be look a little bit more kindly on, you know, abhumans such as myself. They consider themselves above regular heretics solely because they sometimes have vox communications with those who are about the board. Were up to me, I would make them eat a salvo from macro cannons to shake the scum loose from my decks. They certainly deserve it. High Factorum, Generous Danrock. The goat. The honey voice of the High Factorum interrupts the translation with a polite cough. I would wait on destroying the vessel if I were you. Although the moral aspects of the livelihood do cause some awkward questions, the Fellowship of the Void remains a major supplier of goods to the local market. Perhaps you'll find dealing with them acceptable, especially in a situation where performing a warp jump is impossible. Thunderfang, prepare for barter! Ooh, nice. Okay. Okay, cool. We get all this stuff. Wait. Oh, interesting. Wait, Fellowship of the Void, Thunderfang? Okay. 0 profit. Oh my god, I'm so poor for a rogue trader. Heavy leather armor. Okay. Yes. Interesting. Camouflage robe. The rarest range attack decrease their target's dodge by 5. Does not stack. Cool. Flamer. Yes. Okay, that's cool that I actually have a flamer this early in the game. Melted charge. Your profit factor is too low. Interesting. Let's see here. I can trade. Reputation. It's like tradable. Yes, trade. Wait, my... Oh, it's I couldn't get enough. Let's see. Can I... Let's see here. Do... let's see. Split. Add to cargo. Splits. Just add to cargo. To cargo. What else? Reputation. Oh, they don't want any of my stuff. Too good for me. Okay. What do we have coming up? We have Warworld Origin Fencing Body Glove. Fencing Body Glove. Armor 25. Base armor property. Plus 10 dodge against melee attacks. Okay, interesting. Stalker Gloves. I can probably get last time. Stalker Gloves. The wearer's range attack hits an enemy. The wearer gains plus 5 bonus to the critical chance for the next range attack against the same enemy does not stack. Medikits are good to have this early in the game. Power Maul. Noise Suppression Helmet. When a wearer kills an enemy in a 1 cell radius with a shot, they gain plus 1 resolve until the end of combat. Okay. Cool. Chainsword. Soul Pattern Chainsword. So Soul Pattern was made in the Solar sector. So, just to let you know. Mezoa. Let me check out 40k Wiki really quick. Wiki very quickie. 40k Wiki. What was it called again? Is Mezoa. I don't know if it'll actually show it. But let's see. Mezoa. Okay, so Mezoa is the most important and prominent forge world in the Adeptus Mechanicus within the Cyclops cluster. So there's the Soul Pattern is I don't think it was necessarily made on Terra or Earth, but it's made in the solar system. So that's the pattern of it. The patterns are just variants of technology. Mezoa is the most important and farmers forward record Adeptus Mechanic within the Cyclops cluster. Okay, Mezoa is the most. This is where this stuff was made. Mezoa is the most important and prominent, preeminent forge world of the Adeptus Mechanicus within the Cyclops cluster, a zone of space located in the galactic north of the Gothic sector. Okay, Gothic sector. Okay, so that's near galactically east on the map, and then south. So you go past Calixis, you go past Scaris, you go galactic south. I know this doesn't really make any sense because it's a 3D space, but Gothic is closer to the Eye of Terror and Cadia. So, okay, this is where that's coming from. To this day, Mezoa holds strong ties with its inceptor, the great forge world of Lucis, from where it originated. Okay. It's dedicated primarily to first necessity, so it's dedicated to war material. So that's where that stuff comes from. Got it. Get it, got it, Gouda. David Wimmer. If I remember, Kara and Earth were manufacturing planets from the Mechanicus with a bill. Then the massive war machines for the Emperor. Oh, okay. Interesting. Let's see. Soul Pattern, Power Maul. No, level 2 is Reaper Cape. Grants a 12 dodge reduction to wearer's melee attacks. Melee area attacks. Okay. Veil Render. Interesting. Oh, Force Sword. That's what we need. Force Sword. Every critical hit scored with this sword increases veil. Wait. Increases veil degradation? Wait. Veil. Okay. Wait. Hold on. Every critical hit scored with this sword increases veil degradation. So we're by your psi rating. Okay. The next attack with the sword deals psi rate veil degrade. Ooh, that's pretty good for this early in the game. So I'm going to destroy the veil. I'm going to cause a bunch of warp incursions. So you can do force. This is pretty good. So I can do with my melee psyker. I can do. So it's veil degradation points times your psi rating. That's pretty good. But you have to critically hit first. The sword deals an additional psi rating damage. Warriors prefer swords, and you have parry. Plus -10 to enemy weapon skill when hit. That's pretty good. This is a pretty good weapon. For early in the game, this is really good. Mars Pattern Axe was made on Mars. And level 3 is Pneumo Boots. Using charge ability costs 1 AP less. That's pretty good. A lot of this stuff is pretty good. Metal of Alacrity. Whenever you use the target ally would bring it down. But for the first time in combat, the ally gains 1 additional action point. Fire grenades. Ooh, buying fire grenades. I like fire grenades. Pretty good. Especially since I have my Pyromancer. Well, cool. Thunderfang. Okay, interesting. So I can buy stuff from Thunderfang. Reked Minoris. Let's go to the other place over here. The Rykad system. Begin scan. Woo, 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 woo. Okay. And what we didn't do last time, we didn't really follow any rumors. Last time we did the campaign. So it's initial something we could be doing. Okay, we'll go to the prison world, and I think the order you do it, the events change a little bit when you do these different quests in order. So, I think because we did the prison world last time, it didn't really go very well for the inhabitants of that. With the face, Guppo, Lord of Pies. He's not the Lord of Pies, though. Unfortunately, it's a little misleading because my Pyromancer is here. Woo 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 woo. Okay. Get rid of Argenta, and I think we're not going to be able to get Jay until after this prequel. So we'll have I guess we'll have Abelard here for a little bit longer. Characters can only attack targets that are visibly shown to them. Thank you. Wop 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 wop. Wop 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 wop. Sorry. Wait, I don't know. Maybe I'm not sorry. I don't know. Wop 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 wop. But yeah, I think before one of their Owlcat's future DLCs for Rogue Trader, it makes more sense to do it for Rogue Trader than Dark Heresy. But before they close the books on Rogue Trader, they have to do an Orc DLC. They have to. Yes, of course. There's so much good food in here. Okay. Okay, let's change everyone to halflings. Okay, hold on. Ah, come here.
A new challenge for me.
Here. Okay, I think it was, what? Control F10, I want to say? Yes, toy box. And Abelard. I could just make Abelard. No, I don't want to make him a halfling right now. Adira, we already did that. Officer Molly. So we did, I think it's stats. It's stats, right? Stats. And we did size modifier. I think the Lord Captain is 0.55, I want to say. And so she should be 0.6? No. 0.6. She should be a little bit taller. I have a feeling. Let's see, like that. Yeah, 6'6". And it was plus. No, it wasn't ballistic skill. It was plus 10 ballistic or plus 10 agility. Oops, 50. 50. 50, and then plus 10, I think perception, right? And then it was negative 10 toughness. So everyone has really bad toughness. 20. Yes. Save. Cool. It's got Molly. Molly, and then we have, let's see here, Molly Adira, let's go close her, and then Reich Keenleaf, Master of Whispers, and I feel like he should be a little bit smaller, on the short side, so let's do, where are you, Reich, where are you, oh, you're right over here, oh, it's kind of hard to see, they look exactly the same, let's do 0.55. Do like that. Be on the small side. Yeah, that looks good. And then we did toughness, so it'd be 25. And then perception. Oh no, agility 55. And perception 40. Okay. Save so far. Okay. Got that. All the Halfling crew around here. And then we have last one. Goyle Hogmouse, the Pyromancer. Fucking stupid. Oh my lord. The Pyromancer. Master of pies. Look at how happy he is. What is he making that pie? What is the ingredients of their pie, Pyromancer? Okay. You know what I could have done? No, since I called him a Pyromancer, I had to make him a Psyker. I just had to. Let's see here. I should be, I don't know, 6. 6. Or yeah, that's fine. Maybe I feel like he should be a little bit shorter. 5'8". Yeah. 5'8". Okay, and then we do toughness 25. Nope, 25, my friend. And agility should be 50. And perception should be 50. Cool. And I think that's it. Close. Cool. So we got this. Look at all the halflings. They're so cute. Okay. And let's do... Take his helmet off. Hold on. Appearance, color scheme, show helmet. Let's see. Let's do black. Let's see here. What other colors do they have? Like green, black, blue. Show backpack. Let's do off. We do this guy. Do show helmet new. And let's do what we do last time. Oh, do black. Show backpack. Okay, cool. And he should do swords. We're doing swords for this guy. Eventually he's going to get 4 swords. Or daggers, if I can. Or like a 4-sword. Yeah, 4-sword and dagger. Let's see here. Let's see. We don't want to show helmet for her. She looks pretty cool. Let's see. Make her more green. Yeah, that looks cool. Cool. And I think we're going to do that's machine gun and maybe a las pistol for backup. We got las pistol, auto pistol. Let's do las pistol. Or let's see, we don't flamer. I really have to get someone with flamer eventually. Maybe her. What's? Oh yeah, that's right. We have the cloak also. Camouflage robe. Wears range attack to decrease the target's dodge by -5%. Yes, that looks good. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Little camo cloak. Okay, what else? We do have Abelard and his machine gun. We have our Adira with her little pistol. And a 40 heavy level armor. Yes. Cool. And this is heavy as well. Actually, you know what? I should do. Let's do that. Yeah. I don't really have like any real good. Yeah, I don't have any good equipment. Okay, so we have soldier. Okay, we have Molly. I like how she looks, how she came out. It's pretty cool. So Molly, she's going to be our gunner, awareness, demolition, athletics. She will be. So what's her intelligence though? Because I do need a lockpicker in the group. Let's go back.
Heresy grows from idleness.
Let's see, intelligence 30. Everyone's like very average intelligence. Intelligence. And the king, or king. I keep saying king. Okay, she'll do demolitions. Or Medicaid too would be good. Having multiple people with Medicaid would be pretty good. I'll have the Pyromancer have Medicaid. So demolition, yeah. Let's do that. Revel and Slaughter. Yes. Cool. Firearm Mastery, yes. Okay, so I think she's going to be like rapid fire weapons and maybe like a flamer or like backup weapon for like versatility. Maybe like a Melta or something like that. She's definitely going to be she is definitely going to be range. It's camaraderie. For each adjacent ally, the soldier deals 9% more damage to enemies. Maybe I should start doing that. A lot of my guys are hive worlders, so they're going to get buffs if they are close together. Maybe. So it deals 9 more damage to all enemies. Okay. Exploit surroundings. Cover efficiency increased by 10 for a full cover. I don't know about cover especially. I don't know. Maybe it's good. Maybe it's not. Whenever the soldier deals damage or critical damage increased by 1 until the end of combat. I like that. Rack and Ruin. After the soldier deals damage to 3 different enemies, the soldier gains plus 18 more damage for next attack in the current combat. 3 different enemies. Yeah. Rapid reload. Reloading costs less. I like that. Unpredictable. Soldier gains plus 7% critical hit chance. This bonus is doubled against enemies, which the soldier is protected by cover. Yes, I think I'll probably get that. Getting critical early in the campaign is pretty good. Alacracy. Each shot fired by the soldier gains grants them plus 1 agility until the end of their next turn. Interesting. Combat medicine. Healing an enemy with Medicaid in combat restores additional wounds equal to Medicaid. Yes, I will do that. Medicaid was pretty good. And I did get Medicaid kits pretty frequently in the last campaign. Demolition Engineer. The soldier's demolition instead of intelligence is used to and until the user determine damage dealt with ranged area attacks. Yes, I like that. Yes, let's do that. Enough bullets for everyone. Soldier's second attack in turn deals plus 13 more damage to enemies that have not suffered damage from the soldier during this turn. Forewarning, when a soldier has an ally adjacent to them, control costs 1 AP less to use. So all my guys, I have to remember all my characters are going to be really good for if they're bunched up together. Point blank, all the soldiers' area attacks gain plus 17% armor penetration, ignore 2 deflection when used against enemies in a 3-cell radius around the soldier. Oh, I could do a shotgun specialty. That was actually pretty fun. I don't know, maybe. Maybe I should do rapid fire from a distance and then shotgun. So she closes the distance while shooting, and then she like blasts people with a shotgun. Then I can experiment around with, you know what we were talking about last campaign with pushes and knockdowns. Like you can specialize in that. Maybe I'm gonna, put a star next to that one. Second skin. Soldier's medium armor does not reduce dodge. That's good. Swift slaughter. Revel slaughter can be used after 2 kills instead of 3. I like that. What does it do again? Can I look that up? No. Boo. That was Revel slaughter. Removes the winded effect until the end of combat. The soldier gains plus 10 until the end of combat. Gains plus 10 ballistic skill, plus 15 critical damage, plus 4 critical hit chance. The ability becomes available at the soldier kills 2. But this would be 2. Forewarning. Yes. Fortress. Wait, did I miss something? Demolition engineer. Second attack in a turn. Forewarning. Soldier has full the soldier has full cover against the enemy. The soldier gains a plus 10 damage against that enemy, and the enemy's attack still 20% less damage against the soldier. And their cover, if the cover is present at the moment when the shot is fired, even if the cover is destroyed by the shot. Interesting. I never really focused on cover. I don't know. It feels like I could put this talent point into something else. Full wounds, the soldier has plus 10 ballistic skill and plus 2 MP. Interesting. Muzzle velocity. The first hit of every range burst attack deals additional damage equal to the weapon's current rate of fire. That would be really good for her. On the double. Next use of run and gun, and when used with after entrench, grants additional plus 4 movement points. Okay. Point blank, we already talked about that. Second skin, swift slaughter. Can be used after 2 kills instead of 3. That's not bad. Tactical disengage. Dash does not end the soldier's movement for that turn. Enemies adjacent to the starting point of dash will consider the soldier their lowest priority target during that turn. Interesting, I guess. I'll bookmark that. Tenderize. Enemies damaged by the soldier's next area attacks suffer a negative plus 3 damage for the next attack that hits them. Sure. Trace the trajectory. Whenever a soldier successfully dodges or uses cover against the enemy's attack, they gain a guaranteed critical hit against that enemy. Cool. I don't know. Rapid fire no longer reduces damage. That's really good. Combat addicts. Fortunate will characters gain plus 7 to ballistic skill, perception, and willpower while in combat. Yet when outside the combat, their intelligence, fellowship, perception, and willpower decreased by 7. That's pretty good. She's an NPC, so I don't know how that's going to be a detriment. Familiar knockback. And then of the turn, fortunate will characters gain stacks and never stop shooting, equal to half the minimum damage of the damage range attack they use this round. Okay, cool. Every each round, fortunate will characters gain a stack of plus 1 bonus to dodge against range attacks for each shot they made during this round. Also, the range burst attack grants an additional 10 stacks of never stop shooting. Never stop believing. Whenever stops, never stop shooting. Be lost, they become 11 stacks instead. Additionally, a fortunate character may upgrade their willpower. I mean, they're all pretty good. Hail of Steel. Spare magazine. Roller carries the first reloading combat costs 0 AP. I like that, actually. Reloading a weapon against it. I think I'll get that. Because she's going to be spraying and paying. Praying and spaying? Praying? I don't know, something like that. Contingency plan at the start of the turn. If the Crime Lord has no stacks of Surefire Plan, they gain 1 stack. I do like that. Disoriented plan. All enemy affected by Surefire Plan also suffers a negative 20 penalty to dodge and parry. That's pretty good. Escape plan. Bonus to dodge and parry from Surefire Plan is increased by 8%. Dodging and parrying at least 1 attack by the start of the next round requires 1 stack of Surefire Plan. Sure. Killing plan. The bonus damage of Surefire Plan is increased by 6. Killing at least one enemy with an attack restores 1 stack of Surefire Plan. Okay, the last plan. Once per combat, if the crime ward has at least 1 stack of Surefire Plan, they do not die from lethal damage instead, once per combat. Instead, they heal 5 times Surefire Plan, maximum wounds, lose all stacks, and can no longer gain Surefire Plan stacks. I think I would probably get that. That'd be just to not be able to die, especially in hard difficulty. I can see that being really good. Let's see. Demolition would be good. Advanced logic. Demolition. Medicaid. Demolition. Logic. Tech use, yes. Bolt weapon expert. Bolt weapon proficiency. Expert, yes. Breaking point. What was that? Heavy weapons. I'm not sure. I think I was going to give her heavy weapons too. Heavy weapons and shotgun? Would that be a good pairing? I don't know. Yeah, I think I was going to give her heavy weapons. That was going to be one of her main talents. So do breaking point. Heavy weapons deal +1 and 10% more damage and ignore 2 deflection. Not bad. Training agility, which is always good. Much more agility, please. Me likey. Combat master, willpower training, dual weapon combat, dueling mastery grenadier, yes. And then flame weapon, of course. Flame weapon attacks cost -1 AP to use. That's pretty good. It will not die. Increase wounds by half the character's level, rounded up. Always really good. Oop, do not want to check that. Melt a weapon, be good. Las weapon expert. I don't know about las weapons. I mean, I think las weapons, they give it penalty to target's dodge, and their penalty to ignore some cover, I want to say. I don't know. Seems like there's better stuff out there. Plasma, overpower. When firing heavy weapons, critical hit chance increased by 4 and critical damage increased by 2. I like that. Power armor for proficiency. Sure. Why not? Swift movements. Yes. Solid weapon projectile expert. Yes. So let's do. What was I trying to get? Last plan. Yes. Just be able to survive. Agility. Ballistic skill. What do we have? Characteristics value. Yes. Agility is good. What do we camaraderie? Wreck and ruin, rapid reload. Yes. Reloading costs 2 AP less. First reloading combat does not cost AP. Yes. Yes. Cool. And we have my melee assassin. Trying to make an assassin. Trying to make poison damage, but we'll see how that goes. Medicaid, athletics, demolition, Medicaid, good. Awareness, yes. Death from above, yes, that's always good. Death waltz, yes. Blade in his hand. Okay, any blade dancer attacks made with a sword deal agility bonus additional damage. Oh, okay, cool. That's pretty good. Blinding blades. Enemies attacked by blade dancer have their weapon skill, ballistic skill, and perception reduced until the blade dancer's next turn. These penalties do not stack. If you have less perception, you get less. You get a dodge penalty, I want to say. Guys, if you haven't already, you're watching this, you're lurking, you're thinking that maybe I should give them a like and follow, subscribe. Why not? You know that little button down at the bottom of the screen? Might as well. Might want to click that. So, yeah, I'm trying to build my YouTube following, especially to 500, just so I can actually monetize it and get something back. Already, give me a follow or subscribe over on Twitch would be good too. I really do appreciate you guys. Come and hang out with me anytime you want, every time you see me on. In the future, I'm planning on, I want to do more stuff online with you guys, but I'm not sure how I'm going to fit that into my busy schedule, but we'll figure it out somehow. Where there's a will, there's a way, you know? Blade Dancer's Medicaid is now determined by weapon skill intelligence. Blade Dancer, yes. Blade Dancer deals Medicaid, critical damage, and can use medikits as if having medicaid skill. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Get that. You're going to get a free pick. We don't have to worry about... Wait, I already have Medicaid. So, wait, hold on. Maybe not. But that's good. Race against death. Blade Dancer's maximum wounds are increased by Blade Dancer's dodge. which is going to be really good for Halfling agility. Raising tempo for every attack made by Blade Dancer increases the damage of all subsequent attacks they make this turn by 5%. This effect can stack up to 3 times. Area attacks, burst attacks, and other area attacks that deal multiple hits are considered single attacks. Sure. Steady Hand. Blade Dancer's parry is increased by toughness bonus. Attacker's melee critical. An attacker's melee critical hit chance bonus is determined by the difference between the attacker and the Blade Dancer's weapon skill. Okay, sure. Sweeping motions. Blade Dancer's melee area attacks cost -1 AP less, but not less than 1. Yeah, maybe. Anticipation. Whenever Blade Dancer parries a melee attack while under effects of Veil of Blades, they deal 50% of their normal damage to the attacker. Additionally, while under the effects of Veil of Blades, the Blade Dancer's chance to deflect a range attack and the enemy is increased by Blade Dancer can use both a Desperate Measure and a Heroic Act the same combat, but not the same round. Whenever the Blade Dancer uses Desperate Measure, they gain +10. That's good. It is pretty good. Even like having that as an ability, and you can pair that with the ultimates in other archetypes also. So being able to use 2 in 1 round is pretty good. Blessed Scars. Whenever Blade Dancer is healed for a first time in combat, they are healed for an additional toughness wound gain +10 toughness until the end of combat. And it stacks. I was thinking, wait, I think we were talking about potentially like how would a Blade Dancer tank work? It's interesting. I think there's probably something there. Blessed Scars, Blood Bonds. Every time an ally targeted by Oath of Vengeance gains the same bonuses as Blade Dancer against each ally targeted by Oath of Vengeance gains the same bonuses as the Blade Dancer against all affected enemies. Sure, I guess. Blood Rush. Whenever the Blade Dancers use an ability that costs wounds, they get +3 MP in the current turn. Sure, MP can be good. I think Kibla had a problem with movement in the last campaign, like earlier on. Whenever Blade Dancer kills an enemy, Blade Dancer's resolve increased by 1 until the end of combat. That's good. I should not sleep on momentum or resolve. Dance partners. As the Blade Dancer has 2 swords equipped, the Blade Dancer's weapon skills increased by agility bonus. That's pretty good. Duelist. A Blade Dancer deals an additional damage against enemies armed with a melee weapon. Sure. Let's see. What do we got? Escape Artist. Whenever a Blade Dancer dodges an attack made by an enemy who attacks him the first time, the Blade Dancer gains +1 chance charge of death from above. Dodge an attack made by an enemy. That's good. More charges of death from above are always really good. Facing the end, the Blade Dancer gains +3 weapon skill and +3 agility. Every injury they're currently suffering, you feel no pain. Whenever a Blade Dancer uses an ability that costs wounds, they gain half the wounds spent as temporary wounds. I think that's pretty good. That can be pretty decent, just because it can use an ability to cost wounds, so that can kind of stack a little bit more. Grand Performance. Targets affected by a captive audience now have their armor, dodge, parry reduced by math until the end of combat. Okay, Guillotine. Death from above deals double damage to enemies that have less than 50% wounds. That's good. Death from above is good. It is a good skill. It is very good. And you can really do good things with it if you plan your character right. Every time his enemy is killed by Blade Dancer's allies, the number of MP on the Blade Dancer's next turn is increased by 2. Sure, I guess. It takes 2. If all the strikes made as part of Blade Dance are directed against the same target, the last strike deals double damage. That's good. Killing Rhythm. When the Blade Dancer kills an enemy with an attack of opportunity, the Blade Dancer immediately gains 1 charge of death from above. Kills an enemy with an attack. It's kind of like a specific circumstance. Paid in Blood. Once a Blade Dancer killed 4 enemies in total, the next ability requires spending wounds. Cost no wounds. Instead of restore wounds. Okay, that's good. I like that. Paid in Blood. Promises of Blood. Blood Oath restores an additional +1 AP. I like that. Shadow Dancer. As long as the Blade Dancer has less than 50% wounds, they gain to +12 dodge. I don't know why I said dodge. +3 MP. The Blade Dancer also gains +8 dodge and +2 MP for every unconscious ally in combat. Seems like if you're in that kind of situation, you're kind of screwed anyways. Whenever the Blade Dancer uses acrobatic artistry, their dodge and cover efficiency are increased by agility math until the end of their next turn. This bonus is double against all attacks made by enemies during the Blade Dancer turn. Okay. Sure. Whenever Blade Dancer parries an attack, their number of attacks made by the next Blade Dance increased by +1. I think they changed that. That looks a little different. Shadow Dancer. I think we already saw that, didn't we? Yes, we got that. Unforgiving. After the Blade Dancer loses any number of wounds, their next attack deals plus 8% more damage. Any number of wounds. So long as you take damage. If the loss causes Blade Dancer to suffer an injury or trauma, the bonus increases by 16. Sure. Why not? Wait, hold on. Go back. After Blade Dancers lose their next attack. Wait, but usually you get your traumas outside of combat, like after you get knocked out. Camaraderie. High-level characters can pass willpower resistance tests using the Fellowship. Instead, if the Fellowship is higher, maybe. Fresh start. High-level characters gain 50 bonus to dodge against the first attack of opportunity. High-level character starts a turn adjacent to an ally character. You place plus movements. Well, main strategy for the Halfling party is to have a lot of the Halflings together. High-level character ends their turn. Yes. Outnumber. A high-level character has melee superiority against the enemy. They increase by plus 10. Okay. Sure. Weapon personalization. That's kind of good for his build. Weapon personalization, all range. No, he's not range. So we have... Okay, so we have Psychic... Oh, we're not even halfway done. First roll weapon attacks deal +1 damage and have +5 more armor penetration. Yes. Enforce reality using a heroic act, but the Psychic decreases veil degradation. I think I'm not going to decrease veil degradation. I'm gonna blow a hole in reality. Inscribed Soul. Psychic against Inscribed Soul ability costs no AP, but deals direct damage. I will need that. Wait, that'd be interesting, because I can... It's another thing that does damage to myself. Something to that. Well, the Psyker is not in the target's line of sight. The Psyker is in cover. All resistant tests to the target. Yes, because he's going to try to do more hiding stuff. Psyker uses damaging psychic power and target 6 cells or further. He's not supposed to be range. Psyker Minoris provides a psychic rating. Yes. I'll bookmark all these. Sacred Rituals. Psychic powers have a 25% chance to regain AP spent. And psychic powers when veil degradation is 10 or lower. I'm going to blow a hole in reality, man. I do not care about the veil at all. Psychic powers that have a range of 2 or more have the range increased by 3. Stabilizing factor. If there's psychic power used each turn, increases veil degradation by 2 points less. Okay, no. Still mine. Psychic's resolve is increased by 1 while degradation. Boo. I want my sorceress stuff, baby. I want to blow a hole in reality, baby. Is it going to use damaging psychic power while being threatened by enemies in melee range without provoking attacks of opportunity? Yes. Boop. Edges of Fate. After the beginning of combat, the Psychic allies gain plus 15 critical hit chance. Now, it doesn't say that it stacks or doesn't stack. But... Fatebringer, allies under the effect of at least 1 psychic power gain additional armor penetration. Flawless plan. Every successful dodge or parry by Psyker. Sure. Predicted downfall of dodge of pen. A natural luck. When a Psyker uses divination psychic power, an ally. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. There's crows. Demolition lodge. Warp. Wait, who was going to be my tech use guy? I think it's going to be the king, maybe? Or king. Not the king. The Lord Captain. So used to last campaign. Medicaid would be good. Tech use might as well. Eldar proficiency. Sure. Bolt weapon tech use. Chain weapon expert, yes. Character training, agility, yes. Public skill, fellowship. Where is agility? We got that. Weapon skill, yes. Combat master. Sure, why not? Dual weapon combat, yeah, yes, I actually need that. So that'll be my first pick. Dueling mastery, plus 15 bonus to parry. Yeah, I'll probably need that. Flame weapon proficiency, grenadier is always good. It will not die. Of course it won't. Melee weapon specialist, yes. Action show ability hammer. So wait, melee weapon specialist doesn't use sweep ability of an axe and shove ability of hammer. So that doesn't do anything for swords. Okay, well, whatever. Nimble, good. Power weapon expert. Okay, cool. Yes. Okay, enforce reality, grab soul. Yes, Sacred Minoris. Agility, yes. Cool. And then my Pyromancer. I'm so stupid. Okay, we did, I guess we could do tech use for the Pyromancer. I think everyone has 30 intelligence, though. Sure, I mean, tech use, he has to use like a burner, he has to use a stove. He has to use tech, you know? That makes sense. Expose weakness, dismantling attack. Oh my lord. Okay, here we go. Fresh target. When our robber attacks an enemy that has full wounds, the attack deals more damage to the enemy. Okay. Instant exposure. Exposed weakness costs 0. Yes. Tide of excellence. When our robber to exploit on an albert. Maybe I should just. I'm running out of steam on looking through this. Let's do. Sacred Minoris. Let's do. Some manipulation. So don't attack. No attack of opportunities. Weapon skill, ballistic skill, intelligence, willpower, yes. And we'll bookmark a lot of this stuff next time. Blink Inferno, Fire Within, Melting Armor, Backdraft. Let's see here. Backdraft. When a psychic power, let's do the fire powers, I guess. I'll bookmark those. When a psychic power used by Psyker deals damage at a random enemy within 2 cells, the initial target suffers half the damage. This talent does not trigger this talent again. Blazing Inferno. Psyker's critical hit chance increased by 1 until the end of combat every time the Psyker deals damage by any means. Cool. Body Flames. Psyker gains 8 additional armor against fire damage and half this amount. Additional armor for energy damage. Burning Blood. Psyker uses Psychic power. All enemies that are adjacent to a Psyker suffer 0 direct damage. All enemies. Okay, whatever. Fire Within. Every time a Psyker kills or scores a critical hit against 8 creatures in one combat, Psyker's next attack will cost 0 AP. Will not count their attack limit return. Let's do that. Melting Armor. Every time the enemy suffers damage from the Psyker, the armor is reduced by 5%. That's pretty good. Relentless Blaze. When Psyker is burning, Psyker's sight rating increased by 1. There's Resolve increased by 2. Yes. Sparks of Greater Flame. All damage over time effects applied by the Psyker gains a +5 critical hit chance. Yes. Okay. Complete. Cool. Okay. Cool. We can actually do something. Oh, what do we got? 10:30. Okay, so we can actually do something, which is good. But what if pi? Cool. And formation, we got Abelard. He's still doing a tanking role for now. We got, let's see here, we got that. Got another melee guy. We got, do like this. Next to Abelard, we'll have the King. And we'll have that, and we'll have Psychers be like that. Cool. Excellent. Yes, of course, everyone. Show these long shanks you mean business.
Tolerate weakness. Something of interest.
A little slow. Oh, paused. Okay, what so silly. Affirmative. Escort, everything is calm on my end. Vicari out. The young woman stares at you, adjusting her uniform nervously. Your lordship, 1,000 pardons if I addressed you improperly. Have you come on behalf of Governor Medina? Or are you here on business? If it's the latter, you ought to know that it's been a riot in the local prison. It's quite dangerous here. Abelard, teach this riffraff the proper way of addressing your sovereign. Abelard glares at the woman, his brow furrowing. Officer, this person before you is Lord Captain Guppo Teawhistle of the Teawhistle dynasty. Although you are, from what I gather, a subject of another dynasty, you do well to introduce you with the proper decorum. At once, sir! The woman stands at attention. Captain 𝕿𝖊 servant of House Winterscale, and the pilot of the shuttle. It is an honor to be greeting his lordship, Teawhistle. What happened here? There's been a prison riot on the planetoid. Sadly, it's being led by the prison warden himself, the Honorable 𝕿𝖊 He has allied himself with a rabble that he himself is supposed to watch, and he's declared 𝕿𝖊 𝕊𝖊 to be independent of the authority of the Sims' lawful governor. Well, this rogue trader had better get his business in order. Oh, that's not him. I came here as a shuttle pilot alongside the Honorable Yvain Winterscale, son of Caligos Winterscale, rogue trader, vanquisher of Xenos, forever triumphant. Caligos, wait, did we saved Yvain last campaign, did we? Did Yvain ever show up again? Forever triumphant over the enemies of humanity. The young Winterscale wishes to speak with the warden personally. The Honorable Lord means to put an end to this lawless treason. He has escort left to meet with his insurgents while is ordered to await their return. Yvain, one of his distant younger offspring, yes. That's as much as I know about him, which means he hasn't distinguished himself in any meaningful way. Okay. I'm looking for a man by the name of Heinrich von Kallax. Is he here? Unless he's one of the prisoners or guards, it seems unlikely. There are no shuttles in working order other than yours and mine. There's nothing else anyone could have used to reach this place. I have no more questions. You may excuse yourself, pilot. I'm not going to be going through a lot of questions. Lord Teawhistle, knows what he's doing at all times. Your lordship, if I may have a moment of your time, I wouldn't have dared to trouble you with a personal matter, but the situation... In any case, you've been to the capital of 𝕿𝖊 yet? I want to ask if you saw a man there, a communications officer by the name of Jasper. Remain disdainfully silent. The woman looks at you for a while longer, eyes laden with hope, then sighs. I don't dare delay you any further. Good luck to you, your lordship. I will contact Lord Yvain's party over Vox and inform them of your coming. Yes, you do that. Oh, a trap. Nothing to my pyromancer. Lord of Pies. Pyromancer! Wait, what's his name again?
Let us seize
Goyle. Master Hogmouse. Have you brought the morning pies? Open this. No guardsmen. Traps everywhere. This is not the reception a rogue trader desires. Ship. Not the vase. Yes. Okay.
Halt! I noticed something.
Okay, I think there's a combat in here. Gotta be careful.
Is there something you wish to tell me about? Namely, the mess in the wardroom last week.
Ugh, stop blaming me every time one of the officers flies off the handle, old man. Not every brawl or disaster on this ship is because of me.
Yeah, stop irritating my psyker, Abelard. Got here. The remains of a meal, lavatory, high world, let alone prison quality, colony. Okay, cool. Demolition. Send my pyromancer over here.
To the ordinary, I am an enigma. Applaud my brilliance.
Let's set up here. Let's see, we have Abelard over here, because I know I'm pretty sure there's some nasty combat encounters in here.
I'm always ready.
This galaxy is my place.
Blessed is
Molly Pickleberry.
𝕊𝖊 bloodline. Stay faithful, and you will be rewarded.
Okay. Where are we? Are we missing anyone? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Time to leave my mark upon the galaxy.
Okay. My pyromancer.
Are my canvas and anarchy. Oh, it is my brush.
Oh my lord. Oh my lord. What does he have?
I
Head trauma.
am the
Yeah, that's fine.
thread.
I can always go back to the ship, I think. Go back to the ship and heal. Let's see here.
They say a little bit of humility never hurts anyone.
Abelard,
Your seneschal
go up
is
ahead.
always there for you.
Big man, go up ahead. Wait, no. Pyromancer, come back.
Let us seize the moment.
Go.
Look no further.
We'll send the human up there. More humans! Feeling so superior with your height and your small arms fire. Ambushed. Someone really loves ambushes. Start the battle. Ah, yes. Look at first in combat. Officer Molly. Got here. Surefire Plan. At the start of combat, the Carmen Lord gains 3 stacks of Surefire Plan. Activation of this ability comes 1 stack and makes the next action stronger depending on the type of action. If the Crime Lord attacks, they deal 16% more damage. Nice. Surefire Plan is actually pretty good. If the Crime Lord moves, they gain plus 16 dodge. Okay. Do I have any buffs? I can't really shoot anyone, can I? Oh, maybe I can. Okay, that's... And then we'll do... I can do Surefire Plan. Currently use a non-damage... Okay, let's do that.
May the Divine's will be done.
Okay. So what's a better thing to do? Let's do... 2. 2 versus 35.
Rejoice in service.
Cool. And... keep her up here. Adira. Do. Can I do... Yes, I can make it. Nice. Okay, cool.
Cover me.
Cover me. She's so tiny. Can I get through here? I cannot. Chain lightning. Bust reality. Straight open.
Was that you? Or Banquel?
Cool. Grenadier. Oh no, Abelard. Abelard, no! Sweet, beautiful Abelard. I'll probably do this last combat, and I'll end the stream. Let's see here. Here, maybe. There, and then I'll do... yes, right.
Descend upon the weak.
Cool.
Out of my way!
I bring ruin.
Maybe we should have had a Biomancer. Abelard!
Sacrifice won't be in vain.
Uh-oh.
Death to non-believers!
Maybe we should have kept Abelard back a little bit. Okay. Lord Captain Teawhistle. Who's going to be my... Let's see, hold on. You serve me. And then, what was it? Noble assigns one ally who become their servant until the end of combat. And 10 noble's abilities affect the servant. Servant gains +5 to all characters until the start of noble's next turn. Every time the servant attacks the same target as the noble dealt last turn, servant deals +15 critical hit chance against that target. Sure.
Not a problem for me.
Go! You serve me. Oh, that's right. I have a Inferno Pistol. Corrupted Inferno Pistol. Wait, I can't shoot? What? Ah, boo! I should have paid more attention. Cool. Can I do zippy zap? Yes.
Anything else?
Cool. And Guppo, 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 Guppo.
Nothing I can't do.
I can. These long shanks can kill chop up our little bodies pretty quickly. Damn it. Hold on one second. I'll be right back, guys. Have the sleepiest kitties everywhere. Anywhere. So many sleepy kitties out here. Can I do that? Yeah, I could shoot this guy. Boop.
My tactics are flawless.
No cover though. Oh no! That's not what I want you to do. Pie Master, help! Can I do? Like that.
Let's see.
Can I do that? Can I move? Hold on. Can I do 3% chance to hit? Nah. I'm good.
What if?
Okay.
Chaos guides me. Death to the weak.
Oh, this is not good. Abelard, why didn't you just stay where you were, you beautiful boy, Abelard? Okay. Let's do this.
Actions will speak louder than words.
And then do Surefire Plan again.
And so shall it be done.
Okay, can I do 49%, 26, 49%? Yeah.
The Emperor commands. Let this be the warning to all who oppose us. I will not be deterred.
Cool. Nice one, Molly. Okay. And zippity zap if I wanted to. I should probably kill this guy. All these guys seem to be mostly melee. Okay, and do you have it?
Will do.
Buffs. Perils of the Warp.
Is contempt.
Oh, you silly psychers.
But of course.
I'm in perils all over the place. I don't care. Wait. Oh, damn. Stupid Grenadier. Oh no! Whoa, 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 whoa! He's so fast!
Give up now. Such is the will of
Wow.
chaos.
Okay. Shit. Okay, that's something. Something that happened.
I need no guidance.
Okay. Let's do yes.
I will triumph.
Dodge, 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 parry. No. What is this?
Ruin beckons.
Dodge. Okay. Might have to redo this combat. Okay. La, 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 la. More guys are coming. Nope. Let's see here. Let's just burn this guy down. Oh my lord, he has so many hit points.
Let's see. A genius at work.
Burning. Yes. Wait, didn't I give him more? Whatever.
Chaos guides me.
Let's see here. What time is it? It's 10:32. If I lose another character, I'll probably we'll end the stream. I'll figure this out in my off time. Let's see. Surefire plan.
Rejoice in service.
1%, 0% chance to hit. Oh my lord. Maybe I can deal with these guys.
Actions speak louder than words. Let my fury rain down upon thee.
Okay. God damn. Let's see here. Okay. At least they synergize a little bit. Let's do that.
Will do.
Can I do this? No. Move down just a little bit. Oh yeah, that's right. I have to keep them together. Get back with your grenades. Ah! What are you doing? Oh my god. Oh my god.
To carry on.
Like I feel like I can kill all these other guys pretty easily. It's just that nimble prisoner. Does that cause me a little bit? I think what I should do is have Abelard stay back a little bit. God damn. Okay. Yeah, that's why it's hard mode, man. That's why it's hard mode. Okay, guys. What else should we do? Thank you very much for the subscribe, Joe. George. I appreciate it. Really do. Too much light in this room. I gotta deal with my lighting a little bit more. I did have like a colored lighting stuff, but it's kind of cheap and it like failed on me. Anyways, one last thing about the... We were talking lore stuff about the... let's do... Before we take off, let's go over to... Let's see, Road Trader. We're talking about orc characters in an orc-themed DLC coming up in the future, if that would be a thing and how it should be, right? We had the... we talked a little bit about Orc Freebooter, right? We can read this really quick. The orcs are a matter of growing concern to the explorers of the Cronus Expanse and the authorities of the nearby Calixis sector, but some see the gathering hordes of greenskins as an opportunity, for many of the orcs are freebooters, inclined to lend out their services and mercenaries and anyone for the right price. Again, my personal theory is that the orcs, the Waaagh, part of the Waaagh is like a living semi-sentient biosphere that kind of travels around with them and influence how their culture should grow. And to say that there's a lot more freebooters in the Cronus Expanse means that the Orc Society, the biosphere knows that it needs... that something's wrong with it, that it needs to kind of like some outside-the-box thinking in order to have a successful expanding Orc Society, right? So that's why they have so many pirates in it. Anyways, that's my personal theory. But anyways, in the service of humans, freebooters are often hired singly The potential risk of gathering together a mob of orcs among humans being too great compared to the rewards, even for rogue traders not normally adverse to risk. Those who do employ freebooters are advised to keep them busy, as aboard a ship can lead to dangerous complications. Line freebooters serve as brutal enforcers, combat specialists, and terror weapons. The orcs themselves are happy to do anything so long as they get their share of profits and have ample opportunities for violence. So they all... Orcs are all about, fighting, but freebooters are equally as enticed by just getting loot and money and greed, right? Freebooters tend to be more open-minded than most orcs, willing to see non-greenskins as something other than enemies, and often inclined to learn other languages. I have this as lore in my campaigns, is that the orcs never learned Gothic, they looted Gothic. How did they do it? I don't know, but I like to say that. Freebooters tend to be open-minded than most orcs when they see them. Their melee weapons tend to be skewed towards bigger and better weapons, capable of disabling an enemy in one crushing blow. Fun fact, there are accessories in Rogue Trader that you can add on to your weapons and make them, customize them to you like. Instead of a silencer, the orcs have a loudener that essentially, if you shoot it, it makes the weapon more intimidating when it shoots, right? Now, I don't know how owlcat would translate that to the cRPG, but it would probably be something like they have every time you're in if an orc shoots a loudener shooter, it has to give like a kind of a penalty to hit or dodge or something like that for if they do it like an area attack on it. The lifespan of the orcs is unknown, and has been speculated they simply growing until they die in battle, growing even larger and more battle-scarred over the years, decades, even centuries of warfare pass. Some of the orcs in the Expanse carry their... Hold on one second. Let's see here. Some of the orcs in the Expanse carry there by uncertain tides of the warp, maybe centuries-old veterans, bringing them with the experience of lifetimes of unrelenting violence. Such orcs are, where they can be found on their own, highly sought after as mercenaries. Their great size and strength surpassed by any augmented human, being in their resilience sometimes even surpassing the mighty warriors of the Adeptus Astartes. So that's a kind of a breakdown of what an orc would be in a rogue trader's entourage, right? What was I going to say? Let me see if I have enough time to do... let's see here. Rogue Trader, Remedies of Humanity. Let's see. I think the Navis, Noblite. So Orc Weird Boys were the other Orc class in the pen and paper Rogue Trader, right? Mostly they had the same logic for being in a Rogue Trader crew, is that they're kind of a little bit more of an outcast from Orc society. Generally what Weird Boys what happens with Weird Boys is that they're psychically active, and they draw in more and more psychic power the more Wa energy, the green energy that exudes from other orcs. It eventually kind of makes them kind of crazy, and they can't control themselves. They do like wild and crazy effects. They blow stuff. So they don't have perils of the warp like human psychers do. They have perils of the Wa, right? Where like they sneeze and like little gremlins come out of their nose, or something like they grow mushrooms on their ass or something weird like that. It has a table of like really weird stuff. We can always talk about that next week. But let's see here. And it just kind of talks about how orcs, it's kind of harder to do Medicae on them because their biology is not the same as normal humans. I don't think that's going to be something that the cRPG would deal with because you have Eldar characters who's doing melee with them is totally fine. But let's see here, non-mob rule. Mostly have a lot of the same talents that the freebooter has. They're just more geared towards... Oh, and they can be, if you wanted to, if you're a particularly crazy Rogue Trader crew, you can put your Orc Weird Boy, make him substitute as your navigator or your Astropath. How does that work? Okay, so here's how that works. So when an Orc Weird Boy is a well, I know I can't remember off the top of my head how they work as a navigator. It is pretty funny though. But as a astropath, what they do is they point the direction where they want to yell their psychic signal, and they just yell it. They're like, "Hey, you over there on the other side of the galaxy!" This is a message from my captain. Ah! So, and then like eventually they're like they stick their ears to the hull. They're like, nothing yet, Captain. But that's literally how it says it works in the RPG, the pen and paper RPG, which is fine. But let's see here. Let's see. There's all the the Ed Bang, things of the Wa, perils of the Wa. Alternate career ranks. Let's see here. Oops. Let's see here. Let's go over to some of the powers. Not all the powers, because we have to end the stream in just a second. But I want to give you an example of some of the psychic powers an orc has. I think if they had to choose between a freebooter and an orc weird boy, I say owlcat should do a weird boy just because there needs to be more of a variety of spellcasters in this setting. In this RPG, my personal opinion. But yeah, I'm sure whatever they pick would be fine. I have owlcat. If you need some ideas of some really cool orc NPCs, I have plenty. Okay, so feel free to reach out to me. Yeah, of course that's gonna happen. Okay, wait. Let's see. Orc psychic disciplines, page 104. I want to show you some of this really quick. Hey, Ace. So weird boy, the Wa discipline. Okay. We got Frazzle up and at him. Frazzle, with a thunderous roar, the weird boy unleashes a blast of energy that courses through the target. It's just a chain lightning. And fortunate enough to be standing near it. If he succeeds on a focus power test, so casting psychic power, hits the target bolt of crackling energy. And so it's chain lightning, but orc. Up and at him, that gives him a little bit more speed. And keep in mind, when you have the next best thing talent, you can get bonuses from, you can get Wa energy from humans. So, yeah, and Games Workshop approved of this, approved of the lore, so it is canon that orcs can gain Wa energy from humans. How? This is taking too long. The weird boy calls upon the Wa, channeling his impatience to accelerate whatever mode of transportation he has to be using, be it his feet or a mighty void ship. In a swell of brilliant, crackling energy. If the psychic succeeds on his focus power test, he immediately surges forward. If he is on foot, he may make a run or charge action as a free action. So if you change this over to the cRPG, it would be make a charge action from the warrior career, but with no with no AP. Increase the maximum range of this move. Actually, it should charge get more distance on it also. If he's on any sort of vehicle or void ship, he may instead use the power to grant an explorator on that board a bonus to 5 plus his psi rating. The next test increases the transport speed. So that would be also if they're in a maneuverability role on a void ship in the cRPG, you'd be able to do maneuvers easier somehow. I'm not really sure how that would work. Special gets. We got to be lucky. We's got to be lucky. The weird boy appeals to the primal force of the Wa for good fortune. And another glow fills his eyes and those of his allies as they rush forward, heedless of the risk. As long as the psyker sustains his power, he may choose a reroll or have any allied orcs in range reroll. Keep in mind, with the talent, next best thing, you can choose... I'm pretty sure you can count humans as orcs. So you can do this with humans. A number of characteristic points per round equal to his psi rating. However, the psychic perils of one of the tower paths, well, they're either Gork, so just a buff. Zap, there's one that's a big ol', here we go, Ed-to-Ed, Death Wave. There is you can churn enemies into a squig. Crump them all. I know there's one that you have a big old foot come down and like smash people. Ed-to-Ed. Let's see. Okay. I is gonna squig ya. Of all the many powers available to the weird boy, this is like at the top of his skill tree. This is undoubtedly one of the strangest, called Zogwork Special by some orcs, which is a character in Warhammer 40,000. The War Boy summons up the bizarre and incomprehensible energies of the Wa, and attempts to transform one of his enemies into a squig. Psyker makes an opposed willpower test against a single target within his range. It just says target. If he succeeds, the target suffers 1d5 rending damage per degree of success. So if you're better at it, then you need more degrees of success. Rending damage, I think it ignores armor, I want to say. Furthermore, if the target suffers damage after reduction from armor and toughness bonus in excess of twice its toughness bonus for the attack and does not have the Dsg or machine trait, it is transformed into a rampaging and hostile squig. Okay. Characters with fate points may burn a fate point to end up avoid ending up as a hyper carnivorous ball of teeth, so it's permanent. So you essentially the way it would work in a, I mean, they probably want to not make a instant death ability for any sort of characters, but it would probably be temporary. But I think the way it would work in because it's supposed to be like a very advanced orc spell, right? So the way I think it would work in the cRPG was that the orc would cast it on them. It would ignore armor, or it would have like heavy armor penetration, and it'd be something like a thing if it deals a sufficient amount of damage, or fails like a roll, like a very roll, then it's temporarily transformed into squig and doesn't have any like of its crazy actions, right? So hey, I was listening to while working in the kitchen. No, that's cool. You know my opinion on it. You guys can lurk or do whatever you want in my chats. I just like hanging out with you guys. That's all. But anyways, that's it. Schedule for this coming week is pretty much going to be the same. It's pretty much going to be the same. We're going to be doing City of Heroes on Wednesday night. We're going to be doing Master Magic on Thursday night. We're going to be doing probably the final bit of Lisa the Joyful, because I think excuse me, in Lisa the Joyful we only have like one more warlord, I think, and then it sounds like we beat the game. So after we do Lisa the Joyful, the following week we'll do Lisa the Forgotten, or Lisa, it's something, it's a fan-made Lisa sequel or sidequel, and then a week from now we will do another Rogue Trader, and I'm gonna push for more interactions online, doing stuff online, as part of just the general forward motion. I don't know what to say. Anyways, hope you guys are doing okay. Guys are amazing, beautiful people. You deserve all the love in the world. Don't forget that. Okay. Be sure to like and follow and subscribe if you haven't already. I will really appreciate it if you would do so. Hit the bell so you know when I'm going live, or you can just say, "Hey, Mechanical Beanstalk," over on Twitter or Blue Sky. When are you going to be streaming? I'll say, hit the bell. I don't know. I'll say something. I'll say something more funny than I normally do, which is, I don't know what's wrong with me. Anything. All the good stuff is wrong with me. Anyways, I'm going to peace out, guys. Have a good week. You're going to have a great summer. I'll hang out with you guys soon. And be kind to one another. All that jazz. Okay. See you later. Bye.